Celtics Heat 1-1.
Oh, I thought that they weren't going to lose any games this round.
On today's part of my take, the 2024 NFL Draft, we're going to talk about a wild first round, our new quarterbacks, the Michael Penix to Falcons decision. We also have some NBA and NHL playoffs to get to, had some big games on Wednesday and Thursday. We have an awesome interview with Dan Soder. Incredible interview. He came into the studio. Very funny guy. Talk some sports with him. And then we will finish with Fyre Fest and the lottery ball. And it's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. NBA fans, listen up. You got to try Pick 6, the newest real money fantasy app from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. Getting started is simple. Select if a player will have more or less of a stat. For example, will a player have more than 1 rebound or will a player have less than 3.5 assists? Pick your favorite players and compete for huge cash prizes. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Get started with code TAKE. New customers can get up to $200 back in Pick 6 credits if your first pick set loses. Only on Pick 6 from DraftKings with code TAKE. The crown is yours. Go sign up for DraftKings right now. It's one of the best times of the year to get in on the action. So go check it out right now. The Pick 6 is a ton of fun, and you can get some credits if your first pick set loses. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and get started with code TAKE. New customers can get up to $200 back in Pick 6 credits if your first pick set loses. Only on Pick 6 from DraftKings with code TAKE. The crown is yours. Today is Friday, April 26th, and you're listening to a podcast full of winners.
I'm a winner now.
We are winners.
Everything about me is different right now. The old me, the loser me, off a cliff with that guy. This new guy doesn't take shit. He has a winning mentality.
Yes.
I was saying earlier, if I'm at a restaurant and the waiter brings out the wrong dish, guess what? I'm going to say, "Excuse me, sir, I didn't order this. Can I have the dish that I ordered?"
Yes.
No more just accepting stuff. No more waving people in traffic. We have quarterbacks. It's rare to have a moment in time that you can point to and be like, bam, that's where my whole life changed. That's where everything changed for the better. And PFT, different guys.
We are different guys. We are winners. Now, the only question I have is there's 3 of us sitting in this room. Caleb Williams to the Bears, Jaden Daniels to the Commanders, Drake May to the Patriots. You and I are very excited.
Super excited.
Will you join us, Hank, in being winners because you are not as excited?
It's a long way to go. To win a Super Bowl, you got to be more than just a QB. You got to be a complete team. Patriots, despite getting a great quarterback, are still 4.5 is their over/under win total.
Is he a great quarterback?
Do you think he is a great
quarterback?
Because
you did your list of quarterbacks last week.
Yeah, he's a top 5 quarterback on my list.
I like Drake May. I don't know why you're so down on him.
I'm not down on him. I just
you're down on him.
Yeah, you are.
You're down on him.
Like
the people that I listen to for my Patriots, sourcing and knowledge. Julian Edelman, recurring guest of the show, one of the smartest dudes on earth.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Bill Belichick both didn't have the highest praise or, seem to give me a lot of excitement for Drake May.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that, but you got to be excited. I know you're still too new at being a loser to understand what you just did tonight.
I haven't accepted being a loser.
You're a loser.
I know, but I don't. You guys. I don't want to.
Go ahead.
You guys sound like getting excited for a draft night is losers.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Welcome, buddy.
Yep.
I'm not that excited.
But you know what?
I can't do it.
Hey, go back, watch Drake May highlights tonight. I'm going to spend all night, all day tomorrow, all weekend.
Throwing a yoga ball.
Oh, see, he's so negative.
All weekend.
No, I like Drake May. I like Drake May. I like Drake May.
I'm going to be watching Jaden Daniels all weekend long. I'm going to be watching him all summer long. I'm going to be zooming in on his elbow, and I'm going to be like, look how cool that elbow looks. Nobody else on planet Earth has an elbow like that. That's awesome. I'm going to be so pumped. I'm going to be watching all the games from last year, reliving the Heisman campaign. Big Cat, you have a Heisman too.
I have a Heisman.
Has a Heisman too. So Hank was very upset. He's shown me a couple very mean memes.
Oh, he's doing nasty work on Twitter right now. Retweeting me saying I like Drake May. I do like Drake May. Also, it's called a smokescreen. I never said Drake May was bad.
Memes are meant to be shared. I laughed at a meme. It was a picture of the 2003 NBA draft with LeBron, Darko, and then Carmelo Anthony. And it said,
no. Hey.
Caleb Williams, Jane Daniels, Drake May. I laughed, and PFT was sitting next to me, and I was like, oh, look, PFT.
Remind me, who won the NBA championship the very next season?
The Pistons.
Interesting.
So Jacoby Brissett might maybe taking the Patriots to the promised land?
No. The Darko was me. Jane
you
was
were
number
Darko.
2.
Oh.
I was Darko.
Oh.
It was 1, 2,
Hank
3.
was Carmelo.
So you're in on Drake May then?
Yeah. No, it's just a funny meme. I'm in on Drake May. I just, again.
Yeah, he's being nasty. He's been nasty all night.
Yeah, listen.
He's trying to drag us down with him. You can't do that.
I mean, let's be honest. I think you can look at the draft right now. If you're reading the grades, which we definitely are, read all the grades. That's a lie. I typed in the search function on Twitter, Commanders A, and then I read all those.
Yep.
So those are the draft grades that I read. I read all of them. But the Bears, their offense is going to be completely different next year.
Man, getting
on paper, you know what this is? This is the ultimate test of how much the uniforms truly matter.
Yeah.
Because on paper, it looks like they should be explosive. Nothing like any Bears offense that we've seen in probably ever.
Dude, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. It's insane. I don't even know. It's going to be the most foreign experience of my life watching the Bears being like, they have dudes everywhere that can beat you. I can't believe Rome Odunze. I mean, I guess people were saying he was going to fall in line, but still, when it happened, I was just like,
it broke.
Holy fuck, this is incredible. And I'll say it a million. I mean, Ryan Poles, what he did to the Panthers, I actually feel bad for the Panthers. Like it's gross because they posted now that it's like, well, it's actually not actually official because we still have a pick in next year's draft from the Panthers. Yeah, second rounder. But DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tariq Stevenson, Caleb Williams, and a 2025 second rounder, and they got Bryce Young.
Yep.
Ryan Poles. And now Rome Odunze.
David Tepper.
And I love the fact that the Bears, like Ryan Poles is like, listen, we know what the history is. We know what's happened with the Bears in the past. Basically, every quarterback that's ever put on a Bears uniform has been not put in a good situation to succeed. He's doing everything to make sure that Caleb Williams succeeds, and that's getting Rome Odunze, getting Keenan Allen, a veteran receiver. I'm like, I was elated all day. I was just happy all day, ear to ear. And then I see Hank just dragging me down.
Hank,
I'm excited. I'm excited for Drake May. I'm excited for Chicago. Hank. I always say it. I want to live in a city where teams are good. The city's excited. I'm excited for, the Bears and the city. You
were pumped the other day when you were talking about Drake May because you gave him the most beautiful nickname I've ever heard for a quarterback, the Mayflower.
The Mayflower. We were doing some T-shirt brainstorming. We will have to figure out. It might have to be a number that we have to get like on Spotify subscribers to release one of the T-shirts that we had mocked up.
It's worse than the Harambe shirt.
It's 10 million times worse than the Harambe shirt.
It's worse than Harambe lying dead with bloody bullet holes and Sean McVay standing next to him.
No, Nick Trigg is the artist. He does all the cover art. He's
the best.
He's a Boston guy. He was the best. I've never felt more betrayed than what he did to me.
It's a wonderful design.
Maybe just everyone go hit the subscribe on Spotify because they do have those numbers now. So just keep boosting us up. And if we get to a certain point, we might have to release this shirt. We might have to put it on sale. Let's just say it's Drake May, Hank, and a lighthouse. That's all we'll say.
Yes, it is.
You can figure out what it might look like.
It's such a bad shirt for Hank that we might have to just do a charity with the shirt where it's like all the proceeds go to Hank.
Yeah.
For his therapy bills. Hank, I got
what a draft! What a draft!
I'm happy. I'm excited.
We should all be happy.
Yeah.
I thought
optimism.
This is the best part of the football season.
Right after Drake May got drafted, I was about to text our good friend Chris Berman and give him a boomer, but I want to give it to you instead, Hank, and you can use this one. Do you want
just say it back to us? We'll forget.
Do you want option 1 or option 2?
2.
Okay.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
No. I was gonna say Drake May up. I can't Drake up.
Okay.
Or
let's hear one. Yeah, let's hear one.
Or Drake May up before you go.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had better.
Drake May up when September ends. Drake May up when September ends.
That works.
Okay.
That was the best one.
That's passable.
Best one,
Drake May
number
up
3.
when September ends.
Okay.
Was the best one.
Definitely a boomer.
Drake, may I kill myself because I don't believe in my quarterback, Henry Lockwood?
No, I believe in him. I believe in him.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure. You sound. Awesome.
It's the organization as a whole that it's going to be it's different times. We're in a different era. I just got to get used to it.
That's why you
I'm
also
not
can't,
there yet.
You can't take what Belichick said after is like, yes, he was probably giving his honest opinion, but you have to believe there's a little.
Edelman's was way worse.
Bit
Edelman's
biased.
was way worse.
Okay.
Way worse. I'll read it. This
I'm
was
so excited
because I agree with
It was like
Belichick.
if everything's perfect around this guy.
If you build the right ecosystem around this kid, he's got a chance. Lots of room to grow as a player.
I think he's still
Which
attached
reads
to
as,
Belichick.
If he has a perfect line and great receivers, he's got a chance. And he's terrible now, but he's got room to be okay.
Listen, the good
Not
news
exactly a ringing
The
endorsement.
good news is there were so many quarterbacks taken at the top of the first round that there's a lot of potential busts out there. You just have to not be in last place in that group. You just have to beat Michael Penix. You have to beat J.J. McCarthy, and you have to beat Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah. You could do that.
Yeah.
So we should talk about the rest of the draft. I mean, PFT. I'm so excited.
I'd like to say I give the Bears an A+.
I give the Commanders an A+.
Wow.
Hank, what do you give the Patriots?
A+.
Oh man.
Excitement.
It was a crazy draft though because we saw a couple things we'd never seen before. There was the first 14 picks were offense. So you didn't get a defensive player till number 15. You also had 5 quarterbacks in the first 12 picks, which has never been done. It was insane. So it really started. I feel like the draft went pretty much true to form. The first, 4 picks were scripted essentially. Marvin Harrison Jr. I love that there was even an idea that they weren't going to take him. There was, people were trying to say, oh, Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors actually better. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been the best wide receiver in this class since he was like 12 years old.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors is awesome. He's really, really
awesome.
Good. In fact, I was thinking about just coming out with a take that Malik Neighbors and who's the other wide receiver from LSU drafted top 10?
Brian Thomas.
Not
top 10.
No, but
Not top 10.
but close to it.
Yeah.
Close to it. That they were only good in college because of Jaden Daniels, but I couldn't even bring myself to type that out.
Yeah.
But it might be something I go back to.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
You try it on. And then we had Joe Alt at 5 to the Chargers. People were saying, oh, the Chargers need a wide receiver because they've traded Keenan Allen, cut Mike Williams. Justin Herbert has no one to throw to. Well, Jim Harbaugh had the quote of the night when he said, I know the question is going to come up about weapons. We look at offensive linemen as weapons.
Yep.
He likes big bodies.
He likes big dudes to wrestle with. He likes physical people.
Shout out Joe Alt in that picture of him in his living room. He's just massive.
Joe Alt looks like the world's biggest 8-year-old.
Yeah, just massive human being.
A perfect offensive lineman.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that Harbaugh will be creative with how he uses him.
Yeah, so then we had Malik Neighbors go to the Giants, which Daniel Jones is throwing to him.
Yep.
Okay. J.C. Latham going to the Titans. They're beefing up their offensive line back-to-back years because they got Skoronski last year. And
I think that was a pick made by maybe the first pick ever made by a head coach's dad.
Yeah, true.
Where Callahan was like, "You give me this guy."
Yeah, I want this guy. And then everything went crazy because the Atlanta Falcons, who, if you remember, signed Kirk Cousins to a $180 million deal, like a month and a half ago, selected Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th pick, and we had their GM looking like he was trying to explain to Arthur Smith or Arthur Blank what exactly was happening.
Yeah.
Crazy. It makes, even if you wanted to get, like, even if you're the Falcons, you're like, you know what, let's do the Packers type of situation where we draft a guy behind a guy and we're going to let him sit for a couple of years. Michael Penix Jr. is old. And J.J. McCarthy is young.
Yeah,
and if you sit him for 2 years, he's gonna be Brandon Weeden.
And then quarterback rookie deals, first round deals are 4 years. There's a 5th-year option on there. Kirk Cousins, his deal is currently 4 years.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about that move is that there's about 8 reasons why it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It makes 0 sense to do it. Now, if he's a great quarterback, cool. I hope it pans out. But like, when is he going to start? Is he going to sit for 2 years? Then he's going to play? Why use such a high pick for this? You could have probably gotten him in the 2nd round.
It was so baffling for them to do that. And
well, they had an all-time spin zone. So our friend Diana Rossini contacted the Falcons, and their spin zone was Kirk Cousins is such a good quarterback that they're not going to be in a position to draft a good quarterback over the next 4 years.
That's smart.
So since Kirk Cousins is almost too good at playing quarterback because he's so good that he's going to ruin your team forever.
So you had to get your QB2 now.
That's exactly what happened with Hank's Patriots, where Tom Brady was so good at playing quarterback that they weren't able to ever draft good quarterbacks.
Yeah. And they did draft quarterbacks. They didn't draft him with the 8th pick.
They didn't draft him with the 8th pick.
And
what was Mac Jones?
It's very funny. Mac Jones. 16. No, well, that was after Tom Brady, though.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, the Patriots did draft Jimmy Garoppolo as an heir apparent, but it wasn't with the 8th pick.
Right.
And, I mean, it's crazy. Even Jordan Love, he was in the 20s.
He was in the 20s, and also Aaron Rodgers
was trying to break up. He did probably just sign a contract extension because he would just break up and then sign a contract. Either way, it makes no sense. It's crazy. Kirk Cousins was blindsided. The report came out that the Falcons called him 2 minutes before the pick. I actually feel bad for Kirk Cousins. Not so bad because he still gets $180 million or whatever it's going to be guaranteed. Because if Michael Penix turns out to be good in practice and all these things and wows him, I would imagine he's going to start either next year or 2 years from now or 3 years. Like, they'll cut Kirk Cousins.
It's over $100 million guaranteed.
Right.
The full contract is $180.
So I don't feel bad for him because he's still got that money, but that does suck to sign with somewhere and then have them draft someone with the 8th pick. And I just don't understand what the Falcons are thinking. They have gone the last 4 years. They went Drake London. They went Kyle Pitts. They went Bijan, and they went a backup quarterback with their all in the top 10. That's crazy.
It's weird.
It's nuts.
And every Falcons fan out there was like, "What the fuck are we doing right now? It makes no sense to do." But if he ends up being a good quarterback, then no one's going to care, and they'll be like, "Great job by the Falcons."
I still think you could have probably traded down.
Probably could have traded down a lot for him.
Probably could have waited a little bit, but it was a crazy run on quarterbacks because then we had.
I think it got started though because of the Falcons.
Yeah.
I don't know that he would have been off the board if you had traded back into like the mid-teens.
I agree.
Early 20s.
I agree. And then Rome Odunze to the Bears, which I couldn't be more excited about. They're already like best friends, which is awesome. And JJ McCarthy then goes to Vikings traded like 10 times. It felt like.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy goes to the Vikings. It seemed like they were eyeing him for a while. They only had to trade up one spot in that trade. Then they traded up again with the Jaguars later on in the draft. And then you had Fashanu and then Bo Nix, which I think Bo Nix is also one where I'm scratching my head being like, why would the Broncos take him at 12?
Maybe they were worried that the Raiders were going to get him, but also since it's Bo Nix, maybe you kind of want the Raiders to have him.
Well, here's a good sign of is a team maybe reaching on their draft pick. Diana Rossini did some good reporting about the spin zone for the Falcons. Adam Schefter went into full spin zone for the Broncos.
Yep.
He fired off some tweets. I'm going to read them to you, but it was essentially like, hey, Adam, we're going to get killed for taking Bo Nix at 12. Can you do us a solid, please? He started it with Sean Payton wanted and intended to draft Patrick Mahomes in the 2017 draft. When he held the 11th overall pick, he was ready to turn in the card, but before he could, the Chiefs traded up to the Bills spot at number 10, took Mahomes one spot before Payton got him, leaving the Saints to draft Ohio State cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. Payton feels as strongly about Bo Nix as he did Patrick Mahomes.
It's wild that so many teams were going to draft Patrick Mahomes. There's like 6 different head coaches that are saying, I had his name written down on the card. We're ready to go with Mahomes. But apparently Sean Payton was actually going to do it, and Schefter made sure to include that little nugget in there.
He felt as strongly about Bo Nix as he did Patrick Mahomes. And then we had this one. So that was just the first one to set it up like, hey, listen, guys, Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes are actually in the same sentence here. The next one was Broncos center Alex Forsyth, who played with Nix at Oregon before Denver drafted him in the 7th round last year, raved to Denver's coaches about his former college quarterback. Forsyth told the Broncos coaches that Nix is smart, knows every protection, handles it all at the line of scrimmage, and had the universal respect of the entire team.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean Payton taking draft strategy from his center.
Did you hear about the fact that they brought Bo Nix in for a workout? They gave him some plays.
Oh, this is the last tweet. This is Schefter. He literally he spent like 1,000 characters on the Broncos.
This one might be my favorite one.
Yeah, so he said Denver held a private workout with Bo Nix the day after his pro day. The night before the workout, the Broncos sent Nix 3 packets of offensive play installation. And the next morning, as they worked in the classroom with Nix, he crushed it, per a Broncos source. The Broncos, this is all just coming from Sean Payton. The Broncos then took Nix from the classroom to the field, watched him throw for an hour, and were convinced they had a quarterback they wanted.
So what happened was they gave him all the information, and then he stayed up all night being like, all I have to do is make one team fall in love with me.
Correct.
And then he just memorized that, came in, and they're like, wow, I can't believe that this guy is able to absorb all this stuff.
If you need
the best cram session ever.
If you need that many tweets and that many words to say we took a quarterback at 12 that seems like a big reach, Bo Nix is, I know the lines don't really matter. Bo Nix's over-under was 32.5 to be drafted. Like, it was a real conversation. Would he dip into the second round? They took him 12.
Yeah, Schefter was laying on pretty thick there. I wonder if that was a favor called in by Sean Payton or not, or if that's just Schefter trying to get some scoops in the future. But that's pretty far for even Adam to go in terms of running PR for somebody. And Bo Nix, I think it was earlier this season, we were talking about him, and we said some team's going to fall in love with him, and they're going to take him in like the 1st or 2nd round, and they're just not going to be teams that watched him play that much throughout college. Obviously, he had a good year this year, a really good year. But it's just teams got desperate. Maybe teams are thinking ahead to next season too. Maybe they're looking at the quarterback class next year, and they're like, well, we might as well get one this year.
I don't know. It was just weird. It felt like a reach. It just felt like teams are like, we need a quarterback. I mean, it happens every year. I've watched my team do it where it's like, you need a quarterback. We got to take a quarterback. Let's get a quarterback right now.
Yeah, and it does make you feel excited.
Oh, of course. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have one of my good friends. Hank, you feel excited? He's a Broncos fan, and he's not excited.
Not happy about
I would
this?
say not
The
excited.
side-by-side pictures of Zach Wilson and Bo Nix are also very funny. Sean Payton has a type.
Yes.
He's got a type.
He does. And then, which was crazy, so because of the flurry of quarterbacks, Brock Bowers, who is an incredible tight end and should have probably been a top 10 pick, goes 13 to the Raiders. Brock Bowers is going to have a great career. Brock Bowers has to figure out something with that hair.
Got to figure out something with the hair. Also, he pulled a Max. Did you see that?
No.
When he got drafted, the cameras in the living room, hit a dog right in front of him. Wouldn't pet his dog.
Oh, no.
I dinged him a little bit for that.
I also, if we're talking about draft, room or living rooms, Olu Fashanu's girlfriend getting boxed out was so funny.
Yeah, she was reaching over.
She was
reaching over mom.
Mom was just it was textbook, just getting the leverage on the girlfriend, being like, you're not getting any of this right now.
Yeah, you got to have rules for the girlfriend. There's always one or two that end up going viral because they're trying to be too involved in the family, or sometimes there's a screenshot that lives on, Russell Wilson. You got to have rules for a girlfriend, a college girlfriend. Unless there's a ring on it, you need to have at least 2 people in between you and that person, family members, close family members.
Yeah, those living rooms are always so funny. I always just respect, like, there's always one guy in the back who just knows his role perfectly, just whooping it up. Usually gets the hat on faster than anyone else.
Yeah,
and he's not trying to get close. He's not trying to do a hug. He's there knowing exactly. He's like, look, I'm number 14 on the depth chart.
He's a hype man.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good to be in the room.
Wear a clock around your neck.
Yeah. All right. And then what else in the first round do we think was remarkable? Congrats on Quinion Mitchell, Max. You were very excited about him.
A+ grade in my book.
Toledo,
best corner in the draft. I've only heard great things. I've great tape watching Maction about him. He's a great guy.
I mean, Nick Saban said it best. He's like, I wanted to get that guy out of the transfer portal, but we couldn't get him to go into the transfer portal to get out of the transfer portal.
Doesn't sound like tampering to me.
Pretty much saying like we told him to come to Alabama, like we would take him, and he was like, no, I want to be Mac guy. So
respect.
I mean, I feel like it's good value, right? That's what you were saying earlier.
That's what everyone was saying.
You had
it's
him
good
very
value.
very high on your board.
Yeah, most people did. I think most people thought he was the best corner in the draft, and that the report was the Eagles were going to trade up to 12 with the Broncos because the Broncos thought that they could have got Bo Nix at the Eagles spot, but we didn't even have to. They took Bo Nix there. We took Quinton Mitchell at our spot, and everyone got what they wanted.
First time taking a corner in the draft since 2002 in the first round for the Eagles. Is that right?
Sure. That makes sense to me.
So Howie must have liked him.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Howie's cooking.
Position of need.
The other head-scratching move in the first round came at the very end with the Chiefs trading with the Bills. The Bills traded their pick to the Chiefs, who moved up, and everyone knew it was going to happen. Everyone knew. We knew weeks in advance some bullshittery like this was going to happen. The Chiefs move up. In my opinion, that's worse than trading inside the division, is the Bills trading with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It's way worse. They're the ones after you get out of your division that are stopping you from getting to the Super Bowl. They need a receiver. They got not only a receiver, they got the fastest receiver in the history of the NFL Combine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Xavier Worthy is, I mean, with him with Mahomes, why'd you let them do that?
Congratulations to the Chiefs on winning the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, they won another Super Bowl. They did.
They did, yeah.
And it's okay to say that. It's okay to admit it. They just won another Super Bowl.
He's
probably going to be like, he's probably going to go for 120 and a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Xavier Worthy.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like maybe like a 60-yard bomb.
Second half.
Yeah,
60-yard bomb.
Yeah,
they're down by 3.
Yeah, down by 3 at half.
Yeah, down by 3 at half, and 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
Fuck.
64-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, what was the reason for this draft anyway?
With a flag, and the flag doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be the Chiefs again. This was such a crazy, crazy thing to happen that everybody knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it still did, and I credit to the Chiefs. I mean, what else can you say? Like they're able to they worked the Tyreek Hill situation out pretty well.
Yeah.
I'd say you had the best receiver in the NFL, arguably, in Tyreek Hill. Instead of paying him, you let him walk, and you're like, we'll find somebody else. Yeah, you found a faster version of Tyreek Hill.
It's crazy. Also, I thought the Lions pick because they traded up to get Terrion Arnold, and that it's just very cool to have a guy drafted in front of the entire city he's going to play in.
Yeah,
and they were hyped for that.
They're very hyped for
it. It was a good first round. I loved this first round. This is the first round I'm hoping that I can look back on and be like, I'll be watching a 30 for 30 in 40 years and be like, remember that draft night? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I really haven't been this excited about a quarterback since RG3's rookie year.
In the next 3 years,
yes,
will all 5 teams, including the Eagles and Jets, make the playoffs? Have made the playoffs?
Next 3 years?
How many out of 5?
4 out of 5. I don't know which 4. I'm leaning the Jets not making it.
I think the Bears will.
The Bears are going to make the playoffs this year.
I don't know if the Patriots will.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I don't know why you're saying Patriots over Jets.
I'm trying to boost up Hank because he's such a.
I think Hank himself would say.
I've had one of the best days of my life.
I'm going based off,
and Hank is he's just looking at him, just trying to drag me down.
No.
Yeah, he's doing nasty work.
This is gaslighting.
He's doing nasty work.
No, I think Hank's being self-aware about the Patriots.
He is, but
now.
he walked in when Drake May got drafted. He walked in, he just had a frown, and I was just like, "What's up? Like, aren't you excited?" He's like, "Whatever."
Based on his analysis of Drake May, that's what I'm going off of. I'm trying to gas up Hank the draftnik.
I'm not used to being a loser in these situations. I'm not a draft person. I trust the process. I trust the crafts. If it were me, if I was a GM, I'm taking the best player at a position, not the third best player at a position.
Would you rather have JJ?
No, he wanted Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
No, but would you rather have JJ than Drake?
If they traded down and took JJ, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing to me.
Drake May could be good.
Yeah.
He's got a fucking big arm.
He can make all the
big
throws.
Boy.
He can make all the throws.
He also, let me boost you up a little here, Hank. He was playing on a very bad team this past year. Like very, very bad.
I don't want to sound like a Drake May hater. I'm not. You're
just not excited.
I'm not optimistic, about this.
Where I'm like counting Super Bowls.
The Bears are going to get the stadium, get a Super Bowl, and play in it.
Oh, I like that. What will that be? Because the stadium won't be till like 2030, so it'd be what, like
2030?
Yeah, I think so.
Takes a while to build a stadium.
It would be like third or fourth Super Bowl for Caleb Williams.
Swan song.
What? He's retiring in 2030?
Well, they're going to get the first year at Stadium.
Oh, yeah, true. All right, so like
2034.
2030. Well, I would like him to play longer than that. I'm hoping this is a 15, 20-year marriage that I just entered into. I'm hoping my entire life changes.
Yeah,
I'm hoping literally, like, I look at this point and I'm like, dude, remember that day? Everything after that day was incredible.
Can you imagine you could be 55 and Caleb might be retiring.
Listen, I'm like, I'm hoping that it's just like my kids are like, this is, Caleb Williams, they grew up with Caleb Williams in our household. And it's just Caleb Williams all the time. And Rome Odunze. And Keenan Allen. Well, he's going to be older. And DJ Moore. And Cole Kmet.
I'm super excited.
I'm so excited, PFT.
We got RG4. Also, another thing that Schefter did. He tweeted out a link to buy Jaden Daniels' jersey.
Yeah.
Like a direct link to the store. Does he get paid to do that?
Yeah, he probably gets a little
Is
something.
Are the Commanders paying Adam Schefter to promote their team's merch? That's a weird dynamic for a reporter to have, but it worked. I clicked on it. I ordered Jaden Daniels' jersey right off the bat. I don't know what's going to happen with. So the bad news is good news, bad news. Trustway is going to have to change his number.
Yeah,
from number 5.
What numbers are your QB's going to be?
Mine's going to be number 5. Trustway, my Trustway number 5 jersey will have to be retired. I'll have to get a new one, but that's fine. That's a price I'll pay as a fan for that. But he's going to be number 5, just like he was in college.
Yeah, Caleb Williams is going to be Kyle Orton's jersey number 18 because Keenan Allen is 13. He said actually on the red carpet he was like, Keenan Allen's been in the league for a very long time. Respect. That's a great teammate move. He was 13 his entire college career. Just remember that number.
So Caleb Williams is 18.
He's 18 now. Remember 13, that number for some random reason at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
We taped the Fyre Fest. We taped Fyre Fest in the afternoon at 2:00. Just so we're clear. Hank trying to bring me down yet again.
Oh, no.
Wait,
he is. We're
talking QBs.
It will all come together at the end, folks.
QBs.
Wait.
You'll all understand it.
Big Cat, did you take your nail polish off?
There were press-ons.
Okay.
It was so hard to type. I don't know how women do it.
No, there's a lot of stuff they do.
What was that girl's name we had to shout out? McCulkey.
McCulkey?
Fuck, it was a unique name.
Maliki.
She came up to us in Detroit. She's like, you guys, can you guys talk more, like every now and then some more girl stuff? And we're like, yes, we will. And next time we do, we'll shout out your name. And it's been 24 hours. We forgot her name. Milky?
Yeah, it's Milky.
Milky. So anyway, Milky, I don't know how you guys wear nails like that. It is so hard. All my respect to shout out all the women out there who have the nails because I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was trying to eat. I was trying to wipe my ass. I was trying to type. I couldn't do anything.
It's because women use a lot of cocaine, so they have the long nails for that.
That is exactly what it is. But yeah, shout out McCulkey.
That's why they're so skinny.
So hopefully she's doing the Leo meme in the car right now. And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
This guy's butchered my name so bad.
It's Leo except with extended nails.
Yeah. And it's like, but that's not actually my name.
Yeah.
All right, any other draft stuff? Oh, memes. How are you feeling? Jets.
Feeling good. We got a big boy, and he's, as Max said, he's the best lineman in the draft.
Yeah. According to whose grades?
Max.
Okay, nice. That's the thing, though. That's the beauty. All you got to do is find one grade.
Mm-hmm.
Find one person who liked him more than everyone else.
Yep.
And you're like, boom.
Memes. Just search for New York Jets A grade, and then you'll be happy all night. You'll get to read all that
He's a
stuff.
massive human.
He is big.
He just adds to the offensive line.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even if you're not happy with your draft, anybody out there that might be questioning who they took, who they could have taken, at least you're not the Falcons.
Yeah.
And if you are a Falcons fan, I apologize because you are very much the Falcons. This might have been, I would actually say this is the most Falcons move of all time.
It really is.
In a long history of being the Falcons, this is the tops.
And how do you think it feels right now to be Arthur Blank and just thinking like, man, I wish I hadn't picked up that phone call from Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Like if I had hired Bill Belichick, there's 0% chance he would have taken Michael Penix with the 8th pick.
So the Falcons, let me get this straight. They have an old injury-prone quarterback, which makes total sense that they would pair him with a guy like Kirk Cousins.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly. Also, there were some funny memes going around. I saw one. It was a dog just pissing all over the kitchen, and it was like the Falcons drafting a left-handed quarterback named Michael.
Mm-hmm.
All the dogs in Atlanta right now.
Mm-hmm.
That was a funny meme.
We have no evidence that Michael Penix beats dogs and fights them recreationally.
Does not.
I've not heard
right now. Does not.
On all the red flags, all the weaknesses that I've seen on the pre-draft scouting reports, I didn't see that Michael Penix has electrocuted a pit bull.
And this does suck for Michael Penix. Like I know that it's great because of the money and he's the 8th pick, but when you become the Falcons are the laughing stock of round 1, and he gets lumped into it. I say this all the time. These guys don't get to decide where they're drafted. They don't get to decide which team picks them.
Yeah.
It's like I'm rooting for Michael Penix. I want him to do well because it would be great if he was great and the Falcons would be like, see, we did the right thing, even though they didn't because they could have traded down and got him later. But we did the right thing. We got our guy.
Yeah, it is funny, though, seeing everybody so concerned about Kirk Cousins. Like, I hope Kirk's doing okay.
Oh, the NFL Network, our guy DJ and Rapport were essentially like Kirk Cousins' life just shattered.
This is tragic for Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk's going to be okay.
I think he's going to be fine.
Maybe they tried to call his agent. Maybe diamond-encrusted cell phones get bad reception because his agent is rich as fuck and probably doesn't even need to pick up the phone anymore.
He's going to be 36 in August, Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
He signed a 4-year deal. It sucks that you were maybe not lied to, but told that they weren't going to draft someone in the first round at quarterback. But that also is the NFL.
I'm looking forward to seeing the postmortem on how this all happened because you would think that in the free agent process, when they're talking to Kirk, they wouldn't have been like so all in on him if they knew all along that their plan was to draft a quarterback with their top 10 pick, right? I think it's probably going to end up being something like, we didn't see this coming, but we just kind of fell in love.
We don't know how Michael Penix fell all the way to 8.
Yeah, well, I think they're just going to say, like, we truly fell in love with this person.
I honestly, if I were the Atlanta Falcons PR team, I would just come out with the most ridiculous story and just be like, believe it or don't. No one would believe it, but like, we got confused. We thought we were picking 18.
Yeah, even still. Even if this was the 18th pick and they had taken Penix, that would be a wild move.
It was crazy. It was a crazy draft, first round.
RG3 is probably pretty psyched to see Kirk Cousins having a backup drafted on draft night in front of his face.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, he's seen it. I was thinking he might call Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon famously left the Bears draft party when they drafted Trubisky.
Yeah,
he was. Now Mike Glennon's a little different than Kirk Cousins in the fact that if an organization says, Mike Glennon, you're our starter, Mike Glennon should be like, what's the catch? Kirk Cousins actually is a really good player.
The funny thing is, like, Kirk is probably the best equipped starting quarterback to handle something like this.
Yeah,
like he's going to say very nice things, and he's going to say, I'm looking forward to working with this guy. The more good talent you can have in the quarterback room. He's going to say all the right things. He might even mean all the right things. But there's some deep down inside part of him that's going to be like, well, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar. I mean, Jalen Hurts was a second-round pick, but it was the same thing
that
Philly went through.
Yeah, it happens. This is what happens in the NFL.
Yeah.
Sucks.
We paid Carson Wentz a shit ton of money, got a backup quarterback, spent a lot of draft capital on him. I think Kirk Cousins is better than Carson Wentz, but
I would agree.
I mean, even Russ going to Pittsburgh, team-friendly deal, quote-unquote. But then Justin Fields gets traded there, a month later, that is gonna be an option for them pretty quickly.
Is there any chance that
Zach Wilson?
Any chance
Zach Wilson gets traded?
Could we hear it's truly going to be an open competition line?
No, I doubt it. I feel like that. There's no way they can do that.
They have to tell Kirk that it's his job.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to. But it's a first-round pick. It's a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
At some point in the next couple of years, you're going to want to see what you have there.
Right, and it also now Kirk Cousins has to deal with the fact that, like, if he gets injured or misses a game, that could be it.
Yeah,
that could
every
be
time.
Every single time.
And Michael Penix isn't getting younger.
Yeah. No, he's not. None of us are. All right, let's talk some NBA and NHL. Before we do that, Pepsi, you can see it in the front here, Pepsi. We love Pepsi. Everything is better with Pepsi. We were in Detroit on Wednesday with Pardon My Cheesesteak food truck. We had Pepsi infused Pardon My Cheesesteaks. Thank you to everyone who came out. It was awesome to see all the people. Detroit rocks. And we ate some cheesesteaks. We had some Pepsi, and everything is better with Pepsi. If you're thinking about your favorite meal, maybe a cheesesteak, maybe a slice of pizza, maybe some buffalo wings, everything is better with Pepsi. The refreshing pop of sweet, fizzy Pepsi bubbles makes even the best food taste even better. I'll give you a little tip. The wild cherry is my favorite. It's so, so good. So grab a Pepsi Zero Sugar for your next meal, as every crave-worthy bite is better with Pepsi. That's a fact. That is a fact. Okay. Celtics Heat 1-1.
Oh, I thought that they weren't going to lose any games this round.
Yeah, I gotta.
We were maybe looking ahead to the Nuggets, trying to find a way to stop the Nuggets.
After the game 1 of the Bruins and the Celtics, I made a mistake, and I'm here to admit and moving forward, say that I will no longer be cocky. I've given up being cocky.
What? Wait, Max.
It's
Max
the playoffs.
just walked out.
It's
He had
the
to take
playoffs.
his shit.
Yeah, Hank's happy weekend really. I think it set you back actually.
I got way too ahead of myself. It's an absolute grind to make it to the finals, just to make it to the next round of the playoffs. It's a grind. You got to earn every win. I was way too cocky.
So are we stopping thinking about how to stop the Nuggets?
No, but
Oh, you're not.
Hank has an advanced scouts department that he's
I'm watching all the Western Conference games, and I'm zeroed in on the Nuggets. Their problem too. The Nuggets are a serious problem.
It's almost like they won last year.
Championship or bust is no longer. It's just
wait. Whoa,
win this series. Win this series, and then let's win the next series. Let's win the next series. I'm not focused on the Nuggets. I'm not focused on the Western Conference. I'm just focused on Saturday against the Heat.
You can't change championship or bust.
That's a bust.
It's series or bust, and then it's series or bust, and then it's series or bust.
But okay,
every series is a series or bust.
But championship or bust was said many times leading into these playoffs.
And that was old me, and now that was cocky me.
Okay, that's all right. So guys can change,
and I'm no longer cocky.
What do we think about the Celtics just not guarding anyone shooting 3-pointers?
Yeah, it was a weird defensive strategy. I mean, the Heat were obviously they blacked out. They hit the most threes in franchise history.
But they do that. That happened.
That was the most threes they've ever hit. They don't do that every game. They're not going to do that every game.
But last year the same thing happened in that series. We were like, they're not going to shoot this well again, and then they shot that well again. By the way, Max, you missed it. You missed it. Hank has retired cocky Hank.
I don't believe that.
He's retired cocky Hank.
Forever. No, that's who he is as a person.
No, he claims that he's been momentarily humbled by the Heat.
Momentarily.
By Heat culture. And so he's going back. Max, listen to this. As much shit as...
Why are we... Max, maybe don't fucking miss the podcast. Maybe pay attention and do your job. You wouldn't miss it. We're not doing... This isn't a show catered to Max. He should have been here the first time.
You slept in 6 hours last week.
Hank...
I was checking an ad thing.
Here's the thing, Hank.
No, wait, but Max, I wanted to just inform you of another.
He's going to listen to it in 20 minutes.
That Hank was on. Okay, fine. Yeah, listen to it later, and then tell me what you think of what Hank's saying about this entire turning of a new leaf. Because you've been a guy, Max, that we've said, is this a must-win game? And we've jumped down your throat when you say that it isn't, and then you lose. With Hank, he's taking back. He's rescinding championship or bust.
You can't do that. He cannot do that.
We're not in the championship. We're in a series.
No, but
the series is a series or bust
before the playoffs started.
Multiple
when
times.
we get to the if we are lucky enough,
cocky Hank came out for a second,
blessed enough to make it to the championship series, that series will also be a series or bust.
Okay, now
but right now it's just series or bust, and then the next series, if we are lucky enough to advance past this round, will be series or bust.
I have a question for you, Hank.
Dan.
Yes. Okay, so
no.
You did say just now the Heat can't shoot that well again.
Correct.
I have a stat for you. Miami has 4 playoff games in the past 2 seasons with 50% shooting from 3, all against Boston. No other team has more than 1 against anyone. So when you say it can't happen again, it's literally just keeps happening.
Yeah, maybe it is. The Heat are a good team, and we just got to come out and play good defense. Hopefully, Coach Mazzulla is going to make some adjustments. Porzingis played horrible. He played like dog shit. Tatum didn't have the best second half. Defense got to pick it up, but we have the tools necessary. Adjustments. Game 3 is a must win. Game 3, I am hoping that they blow them out. Otherwise, I will be pulling, not pressing it, but I will the panic button will appear.
It's gonna be so funny if they win the series. The Celtics.
We just can't. We can't be in a spot where we're fighting the Heat. Like if I was cocky and I was thinking about the finals, like you got to just get through the Heat with no Rozier and no Butler. Like it's just got to be a 3-1-4-0.
They can't keep shooting 50% from three.
They can't. They can't hit a franchise record for threes every game.
Hank,
it's not going to happen.
They've done it 4 times in the last.
But only once this year.
Right, but last year if we went back,
they had Jimmy Butler last year.
It would have been like Jimmy Butler, known 3-point sniper.
Yeah.
If you guys win 4-1, you're gonna get back to cocky Hank mode so fast.
Hank, what do you think about this?
I think you still should be cocky, Hank.
Yeah. What do you?
It is kind of lame that Hank abandoned this at the very first sign of the
first
series.
You lost one game. You're gonna win this
sign.
game 4. You're gonna win the series 4-1.
You guys
on Friday night.
You guys lost in a historic shooting performance by the Heat.
Well, no. Oh,
something.
PFT, hold on.
No, it's just it'll never happen again.
They set a franchise record, Big Cat. You're not understanding. That's why I was talking about a fucking franchise record, not the 50% your little stat.
No, but
I mean, but Hank, they keep shooting great from 3 against you.
Hank, I need you.
I was talking about
them. Stand up for yourself.
Franchise record.
Hank. Stand up for yourself. You spent 6 months saying it was championship or bust, and at the very first sign where you're slightly uncomfortable, you're like, "Oh, I have to reevaluate my whole line of thinking." Is that line of thinking what got you this far?
No, it's just you realize it's all, you know, this is the regular season. The postseason is the start of the season, and now we got to focus. We got to lock in. You can't just, you know, you can't assume a putt's going in. You got to see it through. You got to see the ball go through the hoop. You got to just one game at a time, one series at a time, series or bust, series or bust, series or bust equals championship.
What was the franchise record? The amount of threes they hit?
Yeah. They had 24 threes.
23 threes?
They did shoot really well.
But they
shot really well. That's all I'm saying.
4 times 50%.
They made 23 threes. And the Celtics shot 20 less threes than they did the first game.
You got to shoot more threes.
They got out, you know, Spoelstra outcoached Missoula in game 2.
Yeah.
Heat culture.
I don't know
the
why
Celtics,
you're worried.
Yeah,
because it's the Heat. It's I have PTSD.
Get back to cocky Hank.
They don't have their 2 best players.
But last year was the same thing. Big Cat's right. Last year I said every single game, it's like, that's not going to happen.
They're not going to shoot that well again. And
that's not going to happen again. Then they were down 3-0, and then we lost.
Are you worried that you're 11-13 at home since the 2022 playoffs?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's bad.
It is a beautiful moment, though, because Max is gassing Hank up. Be like, come on,
Hank.
You guys are really
got
good.
this, Hank.
You're not
I don't know. It's just this is crazy. Like the Sixers had no problem with the Heat.
You played one game. I mean, Celtics had no problem with them in one game.
That's what I'm saying.
One game series.
I'm on your side here. Like the Heat aren't good. They had one good game, and all of a sudden, like the Celtics are the best team of all time. That's anything anyone's been saying.
Who?
Everyone in the NBA. It's like this is the most deep NBA team of all time.
Everyone's been saying championship or bust for these guys. This is their
you
year.
lose one game to the Heat without fucking Jimmy Butler or Terry Rozier, and all of a sudden it's like we just got to take it one game. It's the fucking
I agree.
Heat.
You're gonna win by 20 on Friday night.
Yeah.
You're gonna win this series in 5
Saturday.
I honestly, it's pissing me off. This is like,
you're being a bitch.
Yeah, you know what this is? This is again Hank being a product of having such a winning childhood and youth, where it's like he can't separate his teams. When one team does bad, then he takes it out. He goes home to the Patriots and takes it out on his family.
I didn't know how this was going to go. I did not
No,
expect
I did not expect this.
This is the craziest turn of events.
This is why you don't like Drake May.
Game by
Because
game.
Hank doesn't like the Drake May pick because the Celtics lost last night.
I sounded more cocky about the Sixers when we were down 0-2
you did, series of
to
the year.
the Knicks.
I don't care about you, Max. It has nothing to do with you.
Get fucking up off the mat, Hank.
I'm off the mat. I'm focused on the next game. And then I'll be focused on the next game and the next game. And then if we win those games, I'll be focused on the next series. And then that will be a series or bust.
And statistically,
that's how you win championships. Just game at a time, focused.
And statistically speaking, they're only going to shoot 50% from 3 more times in this series.
And you're talking about focus and taking.
We just have to
one
shoot
game at
more
a time.
threes.
Hank, what are you personally going to do differently?
I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm not going to worry about the Nuggets. I'm just going to.
What happens if you win by 40 on Saturday?
Then we're going to have to win by 40 again on Monday.
Oh, come on.
But Hank, you already admitted that you're paying close attention to the Nuggets.
Old me.
No, but you said that you did that tonight.
Yeah, but that series is already over. It doesn't matter.
The Nuggets played tonight the day after you lost that game. So when did you make this change?
It was last night.
I think it was Bill Belichick talking badly about Drake May is what made you turn into a loser.
No, it was the heat. It was I was having it was honestly, it was Jaylen Brown missed 2 free throws in the first quarter. Then Jason Tatum missed 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, and I just got flashbacks to the Warriors series. I got flashbacks to the Heat series from last year. And I was like, fuck, this team has free throws. They're free throws. You have to focus, you can't focus on being the best team in the world. You just have to, they're free for a reason. Make your free throws, win the game, do what you're supposed to do. Don't overcomplicate it. That's it.
Okay, so we mentioned the Nuggets there. This is the funniest thing ever now. It's just every single game. The Lakers came out and were up 10 after the first quarter, and the Nuggets won.
Doesn't matter.
Jokic almost had a triple-double.
It doesn't matter.
I think he had 24, 15, and 9.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so funny. And people are going to still be like, the Lakers are a really tough team.
The Nuggets
they played a really competitive sweep.
They had 4 guys with over 20 points.
It's so fucking funny. How many? I don't understand. Will anyone who picked the Lakers stand up and be like, hey, maybe the Nuggets are really good?
Yeah, they're so good. Aaron Gordon had 29 tonight.
He was all over the place. So, yeah, that series, you know what? I kind of hope the Lakers win one game.
Yeah, and
so we can be like, look, they're making progress. In 10 years from now, they'll get to a game 7.
They even had a good game from the role player that we said they needed to step up was Austin Reeves. He had 22.
Well,
D'Angelo Russell had 0 points.
Dude, he
didn't have a point.
He looked like something was actually wrong with him because he missed his first 2 shots. They were as close to an air ball as you could get.
Yeah, they're bad. He looked like he had Bell's palsy.
Yeah, Joel Embiid, so we got to talk about the Knicks.
Actually, he looked like he definitely didn't have Bell's palsy because that might be a PED.
Yeah, that's true. So the Knicks, Sixers win game 3. Joel Embiid was incredible. How many did he score? He scored 50? 50. He also was maybe the dirtiest player I've ever seen on a basketball court.
We've watched Draymond Green.
Okay, well, Joel Embiid basically did Draymond Green's
finishing move.
Yeah, career highlights in one game. The play on Mitchell Robinson when he tried to grab him by the legs, that should have been an ejection. And then he kicked Mitchell Robinson in the nuts. He kneed Isaiah Hartenstein in the nuts. What was up with him?
The Hartenstein one, that wasn't
Dude,
bad.
he elevated his knee into his nuts.
He was trying to get around him to get to that one was a basketball play. The other 2 were not.
Okay.
What
do you
said
say?
It.
I mean, look, you won the game. You don't have to apologize for winning a game. You don't have to apologize for him scoring 50.
If you were Adam Silver, what would you do?
They're not going to do anything.
You don't think so?
No. That was a really dirty play.
The grabbing of the leg was pretty bad.
He said his explanation. I don't know if you saw his explanation for it. It wasn't great. His explanation.
What was it?
He said that the way he was positioned was that he was going to take out Mitchell Robinson's leg and he was going to fall, and that if he didn't push him away from his body, he was going to fall on it. Mitchell Robinson was going to fall on his knee.
He said he was trying to make sure that Robinson doesn't land on me because obviously we know the history that I have with Kuminga landing on my knee. So I kind of had flashbacks. When he came down to it, it was unfortunate. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. In those situations, I got to protect myself because I've been in way too many situations where I'm always the recipient of the bad end of it. So he wanted to make somebody else the bad end.
Yeah, he wanted to injure someone else.
He should just blame everything on Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, okay.
Correct.
So he just can't blink?
Out of one side of his face? Correct.
Jesus Christ.
Remember when he went down?
Yeah.
It was like, what's going on with his eyeball?
Is that like when LeBron said that he saw 3 baskets and aimed for the one in the middle? Is that the opposite of that, where he's got one eye, so it's like closing your eye to shoot something? He's like better at shooting?
He's a sharpshooter.
I like that take. I mean,
you should call
today his shooting was incredible.
Yeah, no, he had an incredible game. It sucks that he also added that part because we should be talking only about his 50-point game, but you can't just ignore him going like WWE on the Knicks. And the one part I do love about this series, it had bad blood going in just because it's Philly and New York. But I love when a series gets to like insane levels of bad blood this quickly.
Yeah.
It's game 3, and everyone hates everyone so much.
This could be like an actual brawl situation.
Yeah.
Because next game someone's gonna go after Embiid's knee, and if he goes down with his, and if he goes out of the game and like actually tears his ACL or re-injures his meniscus, it's going to be like actual war.
Who's your dog on the team that you need to step up and protect him?
I don't know. We don't have PJ Tucker anymore, which is tough.
Yeah, Niang's not on the team, right?
Campaign could get a little feisty.
Oh, Campaign definitely could. He could do a dance move on someone.
Campaign could get feisty.
He could do like a little like
Lowry will be like little dog.
He'll jump at someone's knees.
Big bark.
You could get like Campaign could do like a little West Side Story. Jets versus Sharks.
Campaign was also awesome tonight. Campaign was a situation.
Role
players play better at home.
And I said Campaign is awesome.
Campaign was awesome. Like he was awesome today.
He just the key with Campaign is you got to just like somehow memory flash him to be like you weren't awesome. Because the next game he'll be like I'm Campaign. B-Ball Paul maybe could get in the mud. He's born from the mud.
B-Ball Paul could get in the mud, but he's like a very nice guy.
The Knicks have some tough ass dudes.
Oh yeah. I mean, that guy Hartenstein is incredible.
Yeah.
I also love Nick Nurse after the game when they asked him about the Embiid play. He's like, I honestly haven't seen it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I like that too. That's kind of how I wish I could go about this.
Yeah, he's never going to watch that play. He should purposely avoid watching it so he can just keep saying, haven't seen it. I'm going to leave that up to the league. You know, they're the ones that watch it. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sunday must win?
Yeah, for 100%.
Nice.
Are
you cocky?
I think we win the series, but
I like that.
The Garden is tough. It was just like watching the game in Philly, just so much more comfortable.
Yeah,
because when the Garden gets rocking, it's like it's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah. Do you have your defense ready against the Knicks fans that will ask for you to apologize for Embiid's behavior?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry that happened. I mean, Mitchell Robinson didn't get hurt on that play. He did get hurt later in the game.
Oh.
I wish he didn't do that, but I'm really happy with what I saw from Joel Embiid the rest of that game.
Because a lot of Knicks fans are like, well, he should have been out of the game. He shouldn't have had the opportunity to drop 50.
I was,
but that's also pussy shit because they're like, oh, we would have won that game if Embiid got ejected. So are you saying you don't want to play a team at full strength?
Oh, I never do.
I think they're saying that
I never want to play a team at full strength.
If you had the choice to play against the guy that dropped 50 on you or not, they'd say like, I'm going to take the knot.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're a better team if top 3 player in the league is not playing.
Yeah.
Sure.
And shout out
top 3, yeah.
Top 3.
He did win MVP last year.
Yeah.
Shout out the Magic for scoring the basketball. They killed the Cavs, so it's good for them to get into the series, see where that goes. They scored 121 points. Don't waste them all.
Yeah, listen.
But again, it's role players at home.
I don't think the Magic are as bad as they looked in those first 2 games.
Yeah, no, Markelle Fultz had 11 and Cole Anthony had 10. Like when you get home, get more comfortable. Guys step up. And then the other game, which was another shit kicking on Wednesday night, the Thunder got just like being a Thunder fan right now must be so much fun because first game tough, nerves. Young group in the playoffs, had to fight and win that game. This game, they killed the Pelicans, and SGA and Chet were awesome.
It was very fun.
They were incredible, and that's like, oh, shit, we got those guys for forever.
And I feel like Chet smiles so much more in the NBA than he did at Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I feel like he was all business.
Well, in Gonzaga, his dad was the camcorder just following him around.
Yeah, now he's like, okay, basketball's fun.
Yeah.
And he's playing loose, and he's way better than I thought that he would be.
Yeah. So that had to be like one of those moments where if you're a Thunder fan, you're like, holy fuck. Even if we don't go to the finals, even if we don't go to the Western Conference Finals, like this is the future. We're just going to keep building on it.
Just close your eyes and be like, but what if KD also?
Yeah. What if KD was doing some ISO ball in the corner?
What if, close your eyes and imagine a future with KD and also with a new giant building in downtown Oklahoma City.
And Russell Westbrook.
Incredible.
Why not?
Get the gang back together.
Why not?
Get Steven Adams.
Yeah. Hockey. Should we talk a little hockey? Bruins are up 2-1. Hank? Cocky Hank?
No.
Oh.
Well, Hank knows
that was a battle. That was a war. Swayman saved the day. They got to keep him in. They got to keep him in.
Yeah, I think the coach was even saying, like, you could tell that they're thinking about Swayman because they
he's the key to the series.
They bump into him. They look different when they have to go up against him.
Yeah.
They look nervous.
We also have some weird, like usually the first round of the hockey playoffs is fun because all these series are close, but we now have the Canes up 3-0, the Panthers up 3-0. The Rangers they're down 2-0.
Rangers are down 2-0.
Down 2-0.
Basically.
Yeah, but it's and then I stayed up and watched that Kings Oilers game. Oilers are going to kill me just staying up late. That was an awesome game. The period of the week for the Oilers would be the second period, even though they lost because they came out buzzing. And the Knights are just so good.
Yeah.
They went into Dallas.
Tough look for the Stars people out there because they were thinking Stanley Cup.
They were thinking Stanley Cup. They're down 2-0. They lost both games at home. The Knights' defense is so fucking good. I saw a stat. I got to try to find it. It was something like in the last 5.5 minutes, the Dallas Stars didn't even get a shot attempt. That's just what they're doing defensively.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
It's not just like, oh, they got a goalie standing on their head. They're just so defensively sound and stopping them. There's just nothing you can do.
That's a series where you have to get into a fight. If you're down, if you're the Stars, come out, try to get into a fight, mix things up.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's my solution to everything in hockey.
Get in a fight.
Just get in a fight. Change the whole momentum of the series.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else we got in the sports world? Oh, here it is.
Yep.
Golden Knights did not allow a single shot on goal in the last 5:38 of the game, holding a 1-goal lead on the road in the playoffs against a team that averages 3.59 goals per game. That's insane.
Yep. I do have one more thing in sports that we should talk about because we missed it.
Okay.
Reggie Bush got his Heisman.
Oh, yeah.
Back. We did it. Congratulations,
Way to
America.
go.
We bullied the Heisman Trust.
Did Johnny Manziel know?
Johnny Manziel, I think he was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Or did he know?
Did he know that they were going to do it?
And that's a great move by him.
And to get out in front of it and be like, yeah, I'm not going to be there. I don't think so. I feel like
Didn't we say we weren't going to be there? So shouldn't we get some credit?
Yeah, we did. I think a lot of people bullied the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
It's one of the best examples of bullying working in recent history, where people are just like, this is bullshit that Reggie Bush doesn't have it. But also, it's bullshit that Reggie Bush ever gave the Heisman Trophy back.
Yeah.
Because they had to ask him.
Yeah, he should have just kept it.
Yeah, he should have just kept it.
Yeah.
Possession's 9/10 of the law.
Yeah, squatters' rights.
9/10. Yeah, possession's important unless you're playing in the NCAA championship game and you see a guy that you want to lateral to.
Yes.
Right, that's what Reggie Bush should know.
Yeah. We need to now focus all of our energy because I did say right after it happened, it's like a dog chasing a car. You catch it and you're like, what do we do now? Barry Bonds Hall of Fame.
Barry Bonds Hall of Fame, easy.
Barry Bonds Hall of Fame should be all the energy of the sports world. Right that wrong. Barry Bonds, the best baseball player of all time, is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Also, Jim Tressel should be retroactively rehired by Ohio State.
Yep.
I know the Heisman Trophy and the NCAA are two completely different entities, but the NCAA, remember what a huge scandal that was at Ohio State, where players were taking their personal merchandise and then giving it to a tattoo shop for free tattoos.
Yeah.
And then everybody, it was the leading story on ESPN for like a month.
Yeah.
You're like, can you believe what these assholes are doing?
Yeah. It was crazy. I made a list. It was like, we need to get Rick Pitino, Louisville banner back up.
Yeah.
We need to get Pete Rose Hall of Fame, Barry Bonds Hall of Fame. Armando Galarrago's got to get his perfect game. One of the craziest injustices all time for the Tigers. And that was, we'll think of some more. Dan Herron Hall of Fame.
Bruce Pearl, get his hamburgers back.
Bruce Pearl, get his hamburgers back. Yeah, we got some more. Fab Five. Did they ever get that banner back? I don't know if they did.
I don't know. Will Wade, rehired by LSU.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. So we got to right these wrongs. Use all of our energy. Bullying worked. Barry Bonds Hall of Fame is number one on my list.
But the thing is, that's never going to happen.
But it should.
It should.
But we thought maybe Reggie Bush would never get his Heisman back.
That's true.
We can do anything. With mob mentality, we can do anything. Okay. Let's do Dan Soder in studio, and then we'll finish with Fyre Fest and Lottery Ball, which we taped at 2 o'clock today. Okay, before we get to our awesome interview with Dan Soder in person, our good friends from Pepsi are here. We love Pepsi. Everything tastes better with a Pepsi. Saucy, stretchy, crunchy, gooey, messy. Everything tastes better with a Pepsi. Pepsi is an essential part of the most undeniably delicious food moments. Let's face it, Pepsi just makes every bite better. We had our Pardon My cheesesteaks in Detroit with Pepsi's. It was Pepsi infused, and it was so good. Pepsi is the best. I also will say the cherry Pepsi, my personal favorite.
Wild cherry Pepsi.
Pepsi. The refreshing pop of sweet, fizzy Pepsi bubbles makes even the best food taste even better. Slice of pizza with a Pepsi? Kidding me, man?
That's what I had for lunch today.
You kidding me?
You kidding me?
You kidding me?
Pizza?
I have a Chef Donnie What's for Lunch coming out. We did a little buffalo chicken wrap with Pepsi. Oh, so good. So grab a Pepsi Zero Sugar for your next meal, and maybe make your next meal a Pardon My cheesesteak. Like I said, we were eating Pardon My cheesesteaks in Detroit.
Great event. Thanks to everyone who came out.
Yeah, it was awesome. Pardon My cheesesteak is a pickup and delivery only restaurant bringing you craveable cheesesteaks, tenders, loaded fries, and desserts for lunch, dinner, and late night. Choose from our expanded menu that has regular cheesesteaks, chipotle chicken, buffalo chicken, or chicken bacon ranch cheesesteaks, or the Big Cat combo. Get your cheesesteak of choice, fries, and a drink, or get the Max Special, 2 sodas. Make them Pepsis with more than 1,500 locations nationwide. Find a Pardon My cheesesteak near you and order yours now at pardonmycheesesteak.com or through Uber Eats. Use code PMC20 for 20% off your order at participating locations. Okay, here he is, Dan Soder. All right, we now welcome on a very special guest. He is an incredible comedian. He's got a new special out called On the Road on his YouTube channel. It is Dan Soder. Dan.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for coming by.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before. We love all comedians. We love comedy, but we have a special spot in our heart for comedians that like sports.
I love it.
I feel like there's a lot of comedians out there that either like sports and don't talk about it, or they're like, I don't even watch those things.
Yeah, you get the guys that don't like sports are they make you feel bad for liking sports.
Yeah.
Right.
Where they're like, oh, you just want to talk about sports, but then the camaraderie of like, I can call Bargetzi, Shane, Big J, and we can just talk sports.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're on the road, I know if Nate's calling me, he'll be like, there's a game on. Dude, the funniest Nate one, I was in San Diego doing a show, and I was just like getting lunch, and I'm on the phone with Nate, and we're just talking, and he's like, oh, did you see who the Colts drafted? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm getting lunch. And he's like, you're not watching the 5th round? And I'm like, Nate, I'm not going to watch the 5th round of the draft.
Yeah.
It was like an inconsequential. I was like, no, dude, I'm out having lunch. And he's like, I thought you liked sports, man.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
So now he like bumped you down in his list of
Yeah.
guys.
He's like, oh, you're a chick. Yeah. No, but he really had like that father that was disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, I thought you'd be watching late round draft picks. You're like, no, I wait for it to fill out online to see who, and then I go look up the guys.
Yeah.
I thought she was raised better than that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you cared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are your teams?
My dad's from the Bay Area, so I was born into the 49ers Giants. And then when I was about 10 years old, the Warriors broke up Run TMC.
Yeah.
And I chose the Nuggets because I lived in Denver with my mom. And so I was like, I need a Denver team, and I wasn't going to do Broncos. Rockies were in the NL West when they were created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh. So I'm Niners, Giants, Nuggets.
And
That must be pretty nice for you the last couple years.
well,
Dude.
except for the Niners.
Except, I mean, it's
Yeah.
been nice, but not great. But Nuggets has been, after Melo left, it was so crushing that I was like, we're never going to get another superstar.
Mhm.
And I jokingly was like, what are we going to get, a crusty European?
Yeah.
And then we got the coolest, fun European.
Yeah.
Who's the best player in the world?
Best player in the world, one of the best big men of all time.
This got to be the guy that was like, I knew he was different the second we got him.
I loved it. You got drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah.
There's
Big
this,
quesarito.
yeah, big quesarito. He plays, I always say this, Jokic plays basketball like he's in the pool with his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's waiting
Yeah.
above the water and he's like just putting it above him. Just the way he puts it back and his
He
shot.
does. He like floats above everyone else.
Yeah, he plays pool basketball.
And people are scratching at him.
yeah. His kids are on his back.
And
he's like,
he gets out looking like he played pool
just-
basketball
you
with
could
his
just-
arms all fucking mangled.
you could just see his wife going, burgers are ready. And he's like, hold on, one more shot.
He got a
does-
triple double.
Does he actually own cats? Because he looks like, just with his arms, he
Yeah,
looks
it's-
like he's always picking up a cat that doesn't want to be picked
Well,
up.
he's that pasty kind of white where
Yeah.
I bet you could just go like that and then it'll show.
Yeah, he's
like
got the marks
Yeah.
and everything
Yeah.
after every single game.
He's got chubby cousin arms.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he's got his brothers. His brothers rock too.
Dude, his brother, let me tell you something about Jokic's brothers. They are my favorite fans in the audience, because I don't remember the year that the Suns swept the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Devin Booker kind of got into it with Jokic, and his brothers were ready to go.
Yes.
They also harass Mike Malone in a way where they like shake him.
Yeah.
Did you see him swing
Yes,
him
yeah,
before the
picking him
championship?
up.
The Jokic family, all they want to do is go race horses,
Uh-huh.
and they just happen to be Jokic just happens to be one of the greatest NBA players.
And
of all time.
it is crazy. Like Jokic, he is one of those guys that if he was obviously his height made him, like, all right, I'm going to go play basketball, but you could tell that like he kind of wishes he was shorter just so he could be a jockey.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I kind of wish I could just ride horses.
The way jockeys are like,
I want to be a regular sized man.
and Jokic is like, why do I have to be giant?
Yeah, right.
I always see his horses, and I'm like, God, I feel so bad for you. Like, they're pulling him in this chariot.
Yeah.
It's like 320 pounds.
And he the whole
Horse is
time,
like, fuck this.
Yeah, he's like, I wish I was smaller.
And they're looking over at other people, and they're like, you got such an easy job as a horse.
Yeah.
My favorite was when they won the championship, and they're giving the press conference, and they're like, are you going to go to the parade? And he's like, when is parade?
Yeah.
They're like, Tuesday. He goes, I want to go home.
Yeah.
And then he got drunk at the parade, and he goes, I know I say I don't like parade. I fucking love parade. I have that clip on my phone because it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
'Cause as a Nuggets fan, when you grow up a Nuggets fan, you're just like, well, we're never going to win a championship.
Right.
We had the 2009 team with George Karl and the Thuggets that lost in the Western Conference Finals to Kobe's Lakers with Trevor Ariza. And we were like, that's it. That's the closest we're going to get.
Yeah.
And then this team, you're just like, we tied a franchise record this year of wins. I'm really hoping it. And Lakers fans are doing a lot of this, and it's kind of like, I hope we smack you guys.
Yeah.
the
That was the weirdest series ever last year where everyone was like, the Lakers, man, they took it to the Nuggets. You got swept.
Got swept.
It's crazy.
Also, as a Nuggets fan, it was poetic because the day we swept the Lakers was the day Carmelo retired.
Ooh.
Oh.
And you're kind of like, yeah, bud.
Yeah.
What's up? There ain't shit in Denver, huh?
Yeah.
How's that feel? How's the breeze hitting your ring finger?
Yeah.
It's just nice because they're a fun team, too.
Yeah.
They're so easy to root for.
I mean, I love Jamal Murray. I love Aaron Gordon. That Aaron Gordon trade changed everything for us.
Yeah.
But I do miss Bruce Brown. I wish we still had Bruce Brown. I'm glad he got paid in Indiana, but he was like a guy that would come off the bench and you're like, oh, our starters can rest.
Yeah.
Like he just energized the whole team.
I also like how he handled that after the championship. He was like, yeah, I'm coming back. And Malone was like, yeah, he's coming back. We're gonna keep him together. And then he gets an offer. He's like, yeah,
I'm not.
psych.
Yeah, I
gotta
can't turn
go.
down $80 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I don't think Nuggets fans, when he came back for his ring, like it was like an emotional night. Like
Yeah.
Denver fans were like, yeah, we love you.
And
Because we knew how important he was for that ring.
then the other part of it is that Patrick Mahomes owns your life.
Dude,
He's a thief of joy. We've talked about it
he's
many
so
times.
good at stealing joy.
He really is, because that
was the best 49er team since 1994.
Yeah.
That was the complete 49er team, and it just hurt so much. Now, here's the thing. 2019, I got to go to both Super Bowls. I was very lucky. I got to go to both Super Bowls. 2019, the reason that hurt so much was because McDaniel was the run game coordinator, and it's just like you just feel it's so insane that your middle school best friend is on. I grew up in Denver, a 49ers fan, so I'm an outsider already. But then my friend from middle school's on the Niners,
Right.
creating this unbelievable offense, helping create this unbelievable offense, and it's like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is like heaven.
Your whole life is coming together.
Yeah.
In this moment.
And then they
Yeah.
lost.
And Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes.
And then Patrick Mahomes.
Joy.
So this year, Michael Che got us tickets. And so, like, Shane, shout out Shane Gillis. Shane was like, you can crash in my hotel room, which is half the battle.
Yeah. Especially in Vegas.
In Vegas. It's a nightmare to begin with.
Right.
But he was like, listen, he was out there with Bud Light. He had Super Bowl tickets. He's like, I got you. You can crash in my room, which was huge. And then Che was like, I got us tickets. So immediately I'm like, I'm lucky. All I have to pay for is plane tickets and dinner and drinks if we go out. Lose that game in overtime, which was just almost worse. You're dragging it out.
Coin
'Cause the
flip.
ups and downs, coin flip.
Yeah.
It just, there was a lot of problems. But what made it awesome, the saving grace, was, as I was telling you on the Yak, leaving a Super Bowl when your team loses, you're just so beat up and defeated. Katie has gone to a bunch of Super Bowls, and she told me, because she got me tickets to 2019, and she said it hurts more when your team loses. It's worse if your team wins. It's like
Proportionally.
It's the traveling. Like I've gone to a
Yes.
couple Rose Bowls and
Yes.
lost both of them. When you walk out of a stadium and you're like, I'm so far from home, and
And
all I want to do is be home.
nailed it.
Yeah.
So we leave, and Che and I are leaving with all these sad 49ers fans, and we're going back to the Strip. And Che's like, I don't know, you want to get dinner? And I'm like, yeah, let's get dinner. And so we go to, he's like, I ate at this steakhouse at my hotel. Everywhere you couldn't get dinner because it was like, it's Vegas, the Super Bowl let out. No place is like, yeah, we're not taking walk-ins. You have to have a reservation. We go to this steakhouse and they're like, oh, Michael Che. He had ate there earlier. They're like, do you want to get a table? And he's like, yeah, sure. They put us at a table in the back next to Vince Vaughn.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Vince Vaughn knows Che. So we start talking to Vince Vaughn, and he's like Vince Vaughning.
Yeah.
He's like, who do you guys like, the Niners? They're great. Brock Purdy, you got to feel good about that. You got a quarterback that can do it. And he's like, and I'm like, it was literally lifting my spirits where I was like, okay, this is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm getting like old school Vince Vaughn right now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, come on, baby. You guys had a good defense. You guys might be back next year. And
He does have an aura to him. We were lucky enough to stand next to him at LSU Alabama game. And I think he turned us and asked us a question about like, something about a pass or something. We answered it and we're like, fuck, we told Vince Vaughn.
We know ball. Yeah.
We told him
He didn't
know ball.
He didn't understand like one of the rules.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, college rules.
Yeah.
I love that. We fucking know ball.
Yeah. This fucking rock.
It must suck to be Vince Vaughn in Vegas though, because everybody just comes
Vegas,
up to you. It's
baby.
like, you just say Vegas baby to me.
He's like, yeah. But dude, I'm telling you, that was like a gift from God, just to be like, here you go. Because then the rest of the trip was horrible.
Yeah, you had a place to like sit down and decompress after the game.
Yeah.
And like, okay, we can go have fun.
And we commiserated, and then I just went back to the hotel and packed and waited for my early flight.
So where do you rank Brock Purdy? It's the funnest thing that we get to do. Every game, it's
as far as what?
Quarterbacks.
He's unbelievable.
So is he top 5?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he's top 5. Here's the thing about Brock Purdy. I think he's, talent-wise, I think like actual arm, speed, all that, maybe not. He's just got this dog mentality. He's got this winner mentality. And I remember watching the game last season, the season that he went down against the Eagles. They were playing the Raiders.
You guys would have beaten the Eagles.
If he was healthy, we smoked them.
Yeah.
That's turned into a sweet rivalry.
Yeah, no, our producer over there is a diehard Philly.
I mean,
he just shook his head violently.
Well, they just signed Devontae to like till 2028.
He just went like this.
But guess what? We still got Debo.
Yeah.
And Debo is what killed him.
Yeah.
But Brock did this move against the Raiders because I watched Jimmy. I was like a Jimmy guy. I was like, I'll turn it around. It's all right. He overthrew him. So what? But Jimmy would just take sacks.
Yeah.
And then Brock, they were playing the Raiders, and Max Crosby just came through, and Brock just did this one move and sidearmed it to CMC, and it was like a 45-yard gain, and you're like, that was the one play where I was like, this guy can just do – it's what Russ used to do for Seattle.
Yeah.
You would just extend that play 3 more seconds, and someone gets open.
Yeah.
But he throws dimes.
Yeah.
I mean, the Niners need to sign Ayuk. I know that they're like, there's trade talks.
A lot of guys you got to sign.
But this is it. I think this is the season.
This is it?
Because I think after this season, you're looking at like 6 or 7 guys that need to get re-signed that are clutch for the team.
This is why you should take the strategy of the Bears and the Commanders. Just never get good players. Then you don't have to resign them.
You guys got Adam Peters. That dude's unbelievable.
Yeah,
that guy was in New England with Belichick. He built that He helped build that Broncos team to win the Super Bowl, and he was a sneaky weapon for the 49ers. He's what I love, Adam Peters. And he's already making moves that you're like, Commanders are going to start upsetting a lot of people in the NFC.
He's great in the draft.
Yeah,
he helped build the core of your team.
He's a good dude. He's like, honestly, when I saw him go to Washington, I was like, damn, that's the effect of not having a Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
Now you're going to start getting a good GM. Yeah. You got an owner that gets out of the way that can fund them.
Yeah. But our strategy right now is just to collect guys. We're collecting dudes. We're hiring people that don't even work in our
smart
office.
Dudes.
Yeah.
We're just like, that guy's smart. Okay. That guy's an announcer for the NBA on TV. Doesn't matter. He's a smart guy. We're going to hire him.
And
that's actually the thing that I don't understand why more owners don't do.
I'm telling you, man, watching, and Jed York did that when he brought in Kyle and John Lynch, where he did this thing where he's like, hey, I'm signing them to the same amount of deals, so they're kind of tethered to each other.
Yeah.
So they have to work together.
Yeah.
And then you saw the Niners kind of build up and be like, and get small pieces like Kittle. And then you start getting like Fred Warner, and you start drafting right, and you're like, oh, okay, these guys are building a locker room. Then you get like a Bosa, and you get like big guys. But you start building that like base, and some of these guys turn into unbelievable superstars.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
You grew up with him.
Yeah.
You were best friends with him in middle school.
Yeah, that was my guy, dude.
Do you know that he was going to be a coach? Was that always his thing?
Nah, I just knew he was going to be involved with the NFL somehow. He was just like, he was good at football. He's just an undersized receiver. He went and played at Yale, but his football intelligence was off the charts. Always.
Yeah.
Always very smart. Always knew. He would read like the press books of each team, especially the Broncos. He was like super into the Broncos. So I got to go to that Miami Broncos game. And that was
awesome.
Oh, that was incredible.
my friend Chad, me and my friend Chad go to every game. And to like, we go to Dolphins games together. We went to the KC game. We like go support McDaniel. And he's a season ticket holder for the Broncos. And like, as the ass whooping's going on, Katie kind of busts Chad's balls and she goes, Chad, how you feeling? And he goes, something can be beautiful and tragic at the same time. They were just getting rocked.
It was insane.
I wanted that game to get worse and worse. Like I wanted 100 points on the scoreboard.
But he did the thing where he had the knife at their throat and then he went, no.
Yeah.
Pull it. And I love that. And that just kind of shows you like, Mike's like, we need good karma. We're going to move forward.
So would you, if it was 49ers Dolphins in the Super Bowl?
I plead the fifth.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's a win-win. If you want my honest to God reaction, that's one of my oldest friends in the world.
Right.
I'd want the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I'd want him to win.
Yeah.
But best case scenario, if they would lose,
it's
Niners still win.
Yeah.
It'd be great if the Niners won a Super Bowl and then you played the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, so you're like, I got my title
exactly.
last year.
That's exactly how I want. That's probably the dream scenario.
Yeah.
Niners win the Super Bowl, Dolphins go. And if they play the Niners, then they win.
Yeah, you remember when he got caught vaping on the sidelines?
Dude, I was sitting next to his wife.
That was awesome.
I was in Buffalo, and I'm on Twitter, and I see that, and I show it, and you see his wife go, okay. I think he just vaped, and she goes, damn it. Because he won't ever talk about it. The NFL, they like block them from actually talking like real or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, you got caught, dude. You got straight up caught. But who wouldn't want you're coaching with your third string quarterback taking on one of the best teams in the AFC.
Yeah, let them
It's
and
so
you're
cold.
in the game.
Yeah.
You're in the game.
Yeah.
Whack a vape.
Yeah. Hit one.
Let them start smoking cigarettes, dude.
It was
Like,
crazy that they were in that game.
It was nuts.
Who's
Skylar Thompson.
Skylar Thompson. That's
Skylar
right.
Thompson was the quarterback, and they were in it, dude.
Yeah.
And then Frank left early.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Our guy Frank left early. Frank the Tank. He's
I was on a flight with him on the way back.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh.
I mean, I was on the same flight from him back to New York from Buffalo.
Did you leave the game early?
I had to catch my flight.
Yeah, he left early.
But here's the thing, like I kind of knew that was going to happen.
Right.
So what's cool about being friends with the head coach is they like can give you a staff member.
Right.
To be like, all right, because I had to go to the van, I had to get my suitcase and my stuff, and then go to the thing. And you were like, go, and it was nuts. But it happened where the game was out of reach when I left.
Do you realize you may at some point have to be the peacemaker between Frank and Mike, because Frank, he goes hard at his teams.
Well, listen, man. If you're a sports fan, you know about bookmarking tweets.
Yeah. Oh.
And he said some nasty shit about McDaniel.
Oh yeah.
After they lost that Chiefs game, and I was at that Chiefs game.
Yeah.
And he said some nasty shit, and I bookmarked it.
You bookmark Frank?
Dude, you don't come after my friend.
Yeah, but it's Frank.
I know it's Frank.
He's also like he's undefeated on the internet.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you go after him, you're gonna lose.
Well, no, I also I like Frank.
Yeah, right.
So I would broker that piece. I would broker that peace deal.
The unfortunate part is he doesn't. You can broker a piece, but it won't stick.
Yeah.
Like I brokered a piece with him and Scott Van Pelt. It lasted maybe 2 days, and then he was like, "Fuck Scott Van Pelt."
But I know if McDaniel takes the Dolphins far, he'll forever have a piece of Frank's heart.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's what I mean. Even if they get to an AFC championship game, a Super Bowl, even if it doesn't complete it, I know Frank will be like, because Dolphins fans want a playoff win.
Yeah.
They want a playoff win. They want to run. And I think McDaniel's going to do that.
How bad did that suck being at that game in Kansas City?
Dude, it was.
How cold was it?
It was.
People died.
Yeah, there was that house that like 5 people got locked out of.
Yeah.
Did you figure out what happened with that?
Yeah, well,
think
someone
that was
took drugs.
fentanyl, yeah.
Yeah, it was something. But then someone was like, my husband didn't take drugs. It was so cold, it was laughable.
Yeah.
You went outside and you're like, this is nuts. What are we doing? This
Why?
is insane. Don't let him do this.
Yeah.
Like, don't let him do this. Also, what's crazy it was like the Browns-Houston game was the day game, and you're like, flip it, NFL.
Yeah.
Why
Give
are
us
you
a
letting
few
the
degrees.
night?
Yeah.
You're letting the night game be the warm weather city. Houston's inside, I think.
Yeah.
So you're like, what are you doing?
The wind chill was like -40.
Dude, I have a picture with me and Mike's father-in-law on the field at Arrowhead, and the thermometer was broken.
Oh my
It was like doing that thing where, time travel movies?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it was like that on the thermometer. It was nuts.
I saw the Dolphins uniform that night, and I was like, they're not winning this weather.
Yeah, dude. It was, Mahomes' helmet cracked.
Yeah.
It was
that's
insane.
right. Yeah.
And let me just say something. I've been to a lot of playoff games where we've lost or whatever. Chiefs fans, they're not cool. Not cool after you lose.
Oh, really?
Bills fans.
Really?
Bills fans. It's a division
They're the
rival.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lose, they go, hey, it's good season or whatever. Chiefs fans, they pop champagne. They go like, Chiefs Kingdom.
Well,
you're the bad guys now.
Yeah, well,
just so you know that, Chiefs fans, you're the bad guys now.
Mahomes has,
And I am saying that because they lost to
Well, Mahomes has changed like an entire region.
Yeah.
Like they walk around with the confidence because why wouldn't you? It's Mahomes.
So in Miami, when they beat the Niners in 2019, I was, rocking my Niner hat at the airport the next day. And this old lady that was a Chiefs fan was like, come on, that was our first in 50 years. And you go like, true, I'll give you that. But then they keep going.
I know.
It's the Duke. It's the Duke curse. It's like you go to the finals too many times. People are like, we're sick of seeing you.
Yeah, like Hank, our producer, he walks around with a sense of entitlement because he's a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
So he
But
thinks
that's changing now.
He didn't
thinks that
even
Tom
understand
Brady-
the draft
Yeah, he
when we
thinks-
explained it to him.
he
But
thinks
that's-
Tom Brady is like a direct reflection of him.
And listen, I understand this because it's rich kid brain. It's like you grow up with like servants and stuff, and you're like, well, the servants bring me food.
Yeah.
I grew up a Niners fan. Dude, up until 2002, my only thought every season was, who are we going to play in the NFC Championship?
Yeah.
It was like, we're winning the West. We're going to go to the NFC Championship game. And then that complete destruction of the franchise, you have this moment where you go like, what?
Yeah.
Where you're going 2-14. That was like when we went 2-14 to draft Alex Smith.
Yeah.
And you're like, we have the number 1 pick? That's disgusting.
Yeah.
We usually pick 25 or later.
Yeah.
Do you miss Harbaugh a little? He's
Here's
the
the
best. Harbaugh's the best.
He is very fun for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
But then you see why he was a great college coach is because they leave.
Yeah, I know.
Because the 49ers, it started grinding the gears of people where they're like, all right, with the rah shit, like we're pros. I think that's why John's successful, because he's like a dialed down G.
Yeah. But I think the Chargers will be good right away.
They're gonna be good. They're gonna be instant contenders in the AFC West.
Yeah. All right, you're special. So I watched it this morning.
Yeah.
On the road. So you did it on YouTube, which I love because I feel like
I was late to the party, man. I should have been doing this.
Really?
Should have been doing this. I did an HBO special in 2019 before the pandemic. It was like I got to do the classic HBO special, and then I should have been putting stuff out since then on YouTube.
Yeah.
And because I did it and I immediately was like, damn, all right.
Because it feels like everyone's doing that now, and it's, you guys get, you don't have to have any notes. You can just put out your content.
It's direct to the fans.
Yeah.
And people could share it.
Yeah. And it was very funny. The beginning of it, not to ruin it because I want people to go watch it, but talking about how you just were, you wish you were a little bit dumber.
Yeah.
I can relate to so much.
Yeah, I mean, I suffer from anxiety a lot, and I think it's because, like, if my brain was a little bit dumber, I would just be like, oh, cool, man.
We talk about it because I think PFT and I, we're not dumb, but I always say that, like, I'm in that spot where I know that Malcolm Gladwell is full of shit, but I can't tell you why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just enough.
You're bar trivia smart.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm smart
And
enough to know what dumb looks like,
Yeah.
but I'm not smart enough to explain what it is.
I can feel smart when I'm playing, like, trivia at a bar.
Yeah.
I can feel smart certain topics, but most stuff, like classical stuff, I'm
Yeah.
very stupid.
Yeah,
And like a
anything-
sweet category on Jeopardy, you're like,
That's it.
I look like a genius. Also, it sucks if you're smart enough to realize how dumb you are.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you run into problems.
Yeah. I just know, like, man, if it was just a little bit more.
Little bit, like just a little bit where I could just
Ease
a
it
little
up.
bit happier.
And then I would just be like, oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Like, and then I say that in the special, like, really hot people are just kind of like, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, I'd love to be that.
You know what it is? It's appropriate for, like, right now in time when it's like World War III happens every other week.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm smart enough that I'm like, I should probably read up on this. And then my reading up on it is like a 10-tweet thread.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I got it.
Yeah, you find
I
a
got
good
it.
thread, and
Yeah,
you're like, I think I kind of know what's going on in the world.
right. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, if I was just a little dumber, I'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah, like, my opinions about sports are never, like, ironclad.
Right.
Like, if they're like, no, that actually wasn't going to happen, I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right. I'm very easy to go, yeah, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'll admit I'm wrong. That's the kind of dumb I am, where I'm like, it felt like I was right. But I could see that you were right.
It felt good to me at the time. Or
Yeah.
if you smoke like just the right amount of weed,
Exactly.
then you dumb yourself down a little bit and you're like, oh, everything's cool. I'm not thinking about anything.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, and then if you smoke too much weed, you're like, oh, I'm thinking about everything.
Yeah. That's probably
The weight of the world is crushing me. Yeah.
True. It's true.
That's exactly how I feel.
I love you on Billions.
Thanks, man.
Great on Billions. Are you familiar that you and I shared a billing one episode?
Did we really?
Me and CC Sabathia. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember. Holy shit!
I think they added me in at the last second. And
yeah,
then,
that was awesome.
And then,
did you have fun on set?
Yeah, it was great. It was actually right at the start of the pandemic, which was weird.
Yeah, we were doing. It was like episode. I want to say like 505.
Yeah.
It was maybe that. I might nail it on the.
On the IMDb?
On the IMDb, but I feel it's like it was episode 5 of season 5.
It was great, but it was so weird because it was right when it was starting. So they had everybody kind of sequestered with masks on, and you could only take your mask off while they were shooting.
Oh, damn, you were doing it did you do it when we came back from the pandemic?
I think it was like one of the first episodes that you did back. It was directed by, what's his name? Played Gabe on Breaking Bad.
Oh, David Costabile.
Yeah,
who plays Wags.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like episode 6 or 7 because we were filming episode 5 the night Rudy Gobert hit all the mics.
Yeah, that was a crazy night.
And they canceled. So I left. It was like a night shoot. We were like shooting at the studio at night, and it was Nuggets Mavericks. I remember that. I was like, oh, Nuggets Mavs. I'm mad I'm going to miss this game. And then I got a text from Katie, and she's like, they canceled the Nuggets game. And I was like, what? And then it was Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks had COVID. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, and dude, we were broke for dinner at like midnight. And one of the crew guys goes, there's an old Chinese curse that says, may you live in interesting times. And I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Oh,
and then
shit.
the world shut down.
Yeah.
And I was like, you son of a bitch. But when you came back, that was with the shields, the masks.
Yeah.
You could only take it off for the shot.
Yeah.
And then put it back on.
Yeah, but everybody on the set was so nice. I think about, like you mentioned you did a stand-up special in 2019.
Yeah.
Do you go back and watch that and you're like, my entire set is outdated now?
Yeah,
it's so much shit happened.
Well, it's crazy. I lost my sense of smell because of COVID. I completely lost it, which I'm doing a joke about now. And in that special, I talk about smelling people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's crazy. I can't even do that. Like that was back in the day where the honker worked.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't. But yeah, that was interesting to come back. And then as time went on and it relaxed, by the last season, it was like back to kind of like what it was for the first 5 seasons.
Yeah. Did you study like finance bros to figure out how to act?
I waited on them for 5 years. So I was in the shit with them.
Yeah.
Like I worked at a Mexican restaurant in Midtown right by it was by Lehman Brothers, Blackstone, all those guys. And they would come in and just be dickheads. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of like, oh, well, I know how they act.
Yeah. You guys nailed the vests, by the way.
The fleece vest.
Yeah.
Dollar Bill's vest was unbelievable. Yeah, and that was like, Kelly O'Coin, who plays Dollar Bill, huge sports guy. So it's great when we would be on set. He's a huge Trailblazers fan. And that was when the Nuggets Trailblazers were kind of having their rivalry into the bubble and then out. And it was like fun to be like talking shit, being like, oh, dude, we got it. Yeah. And we did a boxing episode where we boxed each other. And that was at the height of the Blazers Nuggets rivalry, and it was fun.
Did you think you did a good job boxing? Did you have to train for it?
Yeah, we had to go. We went and like learned how to do footwork, even though we're sloppy as hell.
Because there's nothing worse than watching a sports movie and being like, that guy's never shot a basketball.
But we worked with the trainer who trained Hillary Swank for $1 Million Baby.
Okay.
But the fun part was you read the script and you're like, oh, we suck.
Yeah.
So this is going to be easy.
Yeah.
But then I accidentally broke Kelly's rib, like because they're like throw punches, and I threw one and just.
It's got to feel good.
Yeah, it does.
Like, and I just feel bad for the rest of the thing. Yeah. But that episode was awesome because we had like Rich Eisen and Bob Menery, and like you had Stipe Miocic and Deontay Wilder, and it was like all these cool people in one location. But with Billions, sometimes you don't know the famous people. Like they have like finance people that are famous.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just chilling on that boxing episode talking to this old guy, just having a bullshit conversation. And he walks away, and David Levine, one of the creators, goes, it's the guy that shorted Enron. Oh, and I was like, oh, shit. And I was just being like, yeah, there's pretty good dim sum down the street. Just being an idiot.
We're going to get back to Dan in a second. He's being brought to you by our great friends over at Proper 12 Irish Whiskey. Here's a proper springtime pick. Proper 12 Irish Apple. It's a delicious blend of Proper's award-winning Irish whiskey with crisp and fresh notes of Irish apple. It's perfect neat, maybe with a little ginger ale. There's no better springtime sip. Pour the roar with Proper 12. Pick up a bottle. Try it for yourself. Original, rich and smooth Proper 12 Irish whiskey, or try crisp and fresh Irish apple. It's smooth to the core. Smooth. So smooth. It's a delicious drink, especially in the springtime. Check it out. And get some Irish apple going today. Pass the bottle around. You'll have a good time sipping it. The interview is also being brought to you by our wonderful friends at Pure Michigan. Emmy Award-winning actor Sam Richardson is back in Pure Michigan and his hometown of Detroit. just in time for the 2024 draft. All of Detroit is on the clock, and Sam is so excited that he's doing a draft of his own. Detroit is a great sports town, 4 major pro sports teams and tons of upcoming sporting events and unique teams. They've got the Detroit City Football Club, DCFC is what we call it, the Footy Lads, the Detroit Roller Derby, Detroit Cricket League. They've got everything in Detroit. Join Sam as he takes you to some of his top picks in the city, showcasing that unmistakable Detroit swagger that you won't find anywhere else. Sam highlights the city's sports culture, old school favorites, and some exciting new businesses that prove everything is possible in Detroit. NFL legend and style icon Barry Sanders even drops by to help Sam get suited up for the draft. Check out Sam Selects and to see why Michigan is such a great place to live, work, and play at michigan.org/2024 draft. That's michigan.org/2024 draft. Check it out today. And now, here's more Dan Soder. No, the cameos in that show are always strong. You got Metallica was on there.
Yeah, they did season
Mark
1.
Cuban's been on there a few times, I think.
Cuban's
right?
done it a couple times. There's been some really cool ones. And also, like, Koppelman is, like, friendly with JJ Redick.
Yeah.
So Redick would come by set when we were filming in Brooklyn, and that was cool because he's my age, and I went to Arizona, and he was at Duke, and it was kind of like I got to be like, Salim Stoudemire, I thought should have been player of the year. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have.
I bet
and he's
JJ
like talking shit back, and I was like, that's awesome.
JJ probably gets it all the time. Like, people that meet him, they're like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so cool.
Yeah, I know he is.
Yeah, we've had him on a few times. He actually was my neighbor in Brooklyn. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, it's awesome when you have an athlete that you cheer against and you meet and you're like, you're a good dude.
Yeah.
Like, I bet Mahomes is a great dude.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah.
It actually makes me mad.
I know.
I wish he was like, and it's crazy too because like, you know, his family's had some things.
Sure.
And it's like, but he rides with his family. You're like, God damn it, you're a fucking
And he's a
great
winner.
dude.
And so it's like, you meet those people and you're like, all right. And then you go back to sports and you're like, fuck you though. Like,
Yeah.
Put the uniform on.
Yeah, but we always talk about this. If we had, if one of us rooted for a team that had Patrick Mahomes, this show would suck.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to listen to.
You don't want to listen to winners.
Once you win a lot, then you do become, like you said, you become the guy that is
Yeah.
now like looking down on everyone.
You're like, I wish you could. And honestly, I think, like, look what happened to the city of Boston. You know, my in-laws are from Boston, and a lot of my close friends are from Boston. In 2004, Boston was the most cheered for city from the outside in, and then they had the run of the greatest sports run a city probably has ever had, with not only the Patriots but the Red Sox, Celtics, and the Bruins.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, you guys are championship city. And then now they're starting to come back down to earth where you're like, all right, I'm starting to like Boston again.
Yeah.
Like, I can cheer for him now. Like the Celtics team, you're like, all right, I kind of want to see him do something.
It is funny, watching Hank come to grips with it. I said it, he literally, like, because I have the first pick, he has the second pick, Hank has the third pick, and we were talking about the draft, and he thought he could trade up to 1 and not give up 3.
Oh, you're like, no, dude.
And we're like, no, that's not how it works.
No, you've
never been up this high.
Yeah, that's so, and especially Bears fans.
Yeah,
man.
it's like
I think I would honestly put Commanders, you guys are going to be coming back. I think you're a team that, like, everyone's got to reset on and realize that Snyder's not there.
It's going to take a couple years,
Yeah. I would say the Bears are in a very similar position as the Browns and the Bills. Bills are starting to get good where you're like, all right, you guys are good and you have too much. But, like, Bears and Browns, I could see myself, if you guys go to the playoffs and the Niners get knocked out, being like, let's go Bears.
And Caleb Williams, I think, is going to piss everyone off.
Yeah.
You think so?
Good. Oh, yeah. He's the first Gen Z quarterback.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How upset? What if Justin Fields goes to Pittsburgh?
Oh, it's going to happen.
And just rips.
Oh, he's going to be awesome.
Are
you serious? Dude, he's
1 or
going
2 years
to,
after Russ.
Yeah, no, he's going to be sick.
Yeah, he's going to be so good.
Of course he's going to be sick.
When the Niners drafted Trey Lance, so I was like, you know, McDaniel was still there. He was the OC. And I was like, who are you taking? And he's like, who do you want? And I was like, Justin Fields. And he was like, well, I'm not going to tell you who I'm. It was like a day before the draft. And I was like, oh, no, I want Justin Fields. I liked him. I thought he was so good. And I didn't think he got a fair shake in Chicago.
He did not. People don't talk. The Mitch trade up, Solomon Thomas was a bust.
Yeah, we traded you guys.
I tried to do a whole thing where I was like, why aren't we talking about Solomon Thomas? Like, this fucking sucked for the 49ers.
But you guys gave away so much to get Trubinsky.
So much.
Because I think we turned a couple of those picks into good shit.
Oh, of course you did.
Like the later pick.
Oh, of course.
Listen, Shanahan is dangerous.
Yeah.
3rd, 4th round.
Yeah. He's
going to get somebody in the 3rd or 4th round that you're like, oh, shit, this guy turned out to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about the front office of Lynch and Shanahan is they do really well in the draft.
Yeah.
They pick up people. And I think McDaniel's unbelievable at the draft.
Are you still like real high on Kyle as a
I love
head
Kyle.
coach?
I mean, you know what I mean?
He's starting to wear it, though.
Well, oh yeah, he's gray.
Like just the pictures.
He's got
I
president
see,
face.
Yeah, he's like,
you know how they
dude,
used to show Obama before and after?
Yeah, he's Abraham Lincoln after the Civil War.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
just like, dude, you can't take any more of these losses.
I think but I love that Andy Reid said that to him where he goes, you just keep going and it'll go. Because I think Kyle is such
that's nice. The guy who just has won 3.
He's like, don't worry. He's
I'd be like, fuck you,
he's
dude.
leaving with your girl, and he's like, you'll find true love.
You'll get him a home.
Yeah.
It gets better, Kyle.
It gets better. I think Kyle is an unbelievable
Oh, he's
coach.
incredible.
And I think what he's done with the 49ers organization, I think I think this is it. I think it's like this is the season or we have to enter a rebuilding phase. I just think it's like win or die.
The thing is, if Kyle was on the open market as a head coach,
Oh, yeah,
there would be like 30 teams.
You'd want him.
Yeah.
You'd
But
want him.
he makes running the football sexy.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't happen anymore.
Like the moves.
Yeah.
And what's fun is watching McDaniel get a chance now to implement that run game in Miami with A-Chain and guys like he brought Fred Wilson Jr. and he had, Raheem Mostert is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Mostert was in San Francisco with them. And it's just like, I'm excited to see McDaniel's influence bleed into the Dolphins because they have some high-octane players. But McDaniel's talent is scouting.
Yeah.
Like, he's unbelievable. He loved, like, when he went to the 49ers, there was kind of this thing where he was like, I get one player in the offseason, he told me. He's like, I get to tell Kyle one guy that I'm like,
that rocks.
and he came in the first year and got Kyle Juszczyk.
Oh, wow.
And he was
love
like,
that.
He's like, I want Juszczyk out of Baltimore. And I would say he's one of the most important 49ers of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Kyle Juszczyk's unbelievable.
That's why they got Ingold.
Yeah.
Down in Miami. Same thing.
Exactly. He went and he loves a fullback.
Yeah.
Because he was a ball boy with the Broncos and saw Howard Griffin blocking for Terrell Davis and all those 1,000-yard backs.
And those, they ran the ball just like that.
And that downhill toss and that, like, and McDaniel implementing like a zone blocking scheme for linemen is, I think,
so
like,
cool.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I just get when I talk NFL, I just am like, let it be September.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I want it back.
want
so
it
bad.
so bad. Run it back.
This is right around the time where it's like, because
Yeah.
every time the football season ends, I'm like, all right, I need a break. This is nice.
Dude,
and then
couldn't.
2 months happen. I'm like, I'd like some football.
Yeah, I couldn't think of football. I was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
Especially being like, the Chiefs again?
Yeah.
Like, again?
Yeah.
But
it was always going to be the Chiefs.
always-
Looking back on the season, the
You always
storyline,
knew.
Taylor Swift getting involved.
And, like, everyone had them written off.
Yeah, they get to play the whole, like, we're underdogs.
But it just sucked because I went and watched them beat the Dolphins, and I was like, well, whatever. And then I had to watch them beat the Niners again, and I was like,
yeah.
I just can't. I'm
Beat
done.
joy.
By the way, I'm done. 49ers fans, rest easy. I will never go to a 49ers Super Bowl again. I will watch it.
Oh.
I'm 0-2. I'm not doing that to the fan
That's
base.
huge, actually.
If I'm the mush, I'm not going.
You got to do, you have to take one for the team.
I'm going to watch at home.
Yeah.
I'll watch at home from now on. I'll go to regular season games. Hell, I'm pretty good with playoff games. I think I'm like almost undefeated going to Niners playoff games. But I will stay away from the Super Bowl.
That's
It's better at home anyways.
It is. I've done it. And that loss, dude, the travel, you nailed it.
Yeah, it's when you just walk out of a stadium and you're like,
Dude,
just put me at home right now.
I was sitting next to this father and son who were Chiefs fans on the flight home, and they were like giddy about it. And I was like, dude, I hate you guys. They're like watching the highlights on their phone, and I was like, fuck that.
When you were on that plane with Frank the Tank, could you hear him yelling about the Mets?
Oh, dude, he just was so sad after that Buffalo game when we were on that flight that I wanted to say something and be like, hey, man, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And I know he was fired up against the Chiefs because it was like a game where it was like a lot of calls went wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was fired up. That's when you become more of a friend than a fan, where you see that where you go, hey, that's my friend.
Yeah.
You know when
Back
someone
off.
stops you and you go like, hey, that's my guy.
Frank just blacks out during games.
And that's that rage.
Yeah.
And I understand that rage.
We all have it.
All right, so you mentioned waiting tables. How long were you like trying to make it in comedy? I love the stories of.
I mean, dude, I still am. I was just like,
well,
you're
I mean,
like, yeah. No, I've had some like success, but I would say up until like I moved to New York in 2007, and I spent about 4 years really like grinding, waiting tables, doing shows at night.
Did you live in a shithole?
Oh yeah, I lived in the same apartment in Queens for 15 years, but I lived in a windowless room that we turned into a closet later. And I was there for like 7 years.
So you wake up at like 2 p.m. and you have no idea what time it is.
Hungover.
Yeah.
That's when I was drinking.
Yeah.
It was brutal. No air conditioning, so I had to take fans and line it up from our air conditioner in the living room like a science project, so it blew cold air.
That has to make you like appreciate everything.
Everything.
Because like that's
Everything.
Comedians, for some reason, it's you obviously see it with actors, but it feels like actors they just go to LA and like the ones that make it, or like they go and they make it. But you see so many comedians like
it happens overnight for actors,
right?
They just go like boom. Like I guess the closest thing for comics would be getting SNL or something.
Yeah.
But watching Shane get SNL and then get fired, but knowing that he had that momentum going, it's all about momentum. I've watched momentum happen with Nate. I've watched it with Shane. I've watched it with a lot of my friends. And so I'm in this really great place right now where you're starting to sell out clubs, you're starting to move to theaters, and you're like, oh, this feels great.
Yeah.
It also just feels kind of like, all right, I'm having fun doing stand-up. I never thought I'd be adding shows.
Yeah.
You know, like making good money where you're like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun.
Is there a small piece of you that kind of misses the shittiness?
I miss my friends.
Trashhole, yeah.
Because your friends get successful and they move away. They move to Nashville. They move to Austin.
Yeah.
They're gone. And you kind of miss being at the bar with them at 1 a.m, being like, all right, I got to get up for work, but we're having so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just ball busting and just like, yeah, there is like, I think that's just natural with any, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you guys have gone through it. You're super successful. You remember the days where you're just scratching for anything.
Yeah.
And there's kind of like, you miss that, but you don't want to go through it again.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Climb. The climb is fun, but it's also when you're in the climb, it can have moments
Well,
where
you're
like,
scared.
shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I remember I would open for Bobby Kelly and I'd open for Colin Quinn or whatever, and they'd be like, "You're gonna be fine," and I'd be like, "Dude, you don't understand.
yeah.
I don't have money to pay my cell phone bill this month."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're gonna be fine." And as it happens, you're like, "Oh shit, all right." I
Yeah.
was
That
okay.
moment where it clicks, you're like, oh, this is a career.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a pretty
it's,
fucking cool moment.
It's been fun, kind of trying to figure out different stuff. Like
Yeah.
you're like figuring out, like putting out the YouTube special. I'm like, damn, I should have done this a while ago.
Mhm.
But it was great now seeing the people be like sharing it, people discovering you and being like, oh shit. And then what's fun about, I've been doing comedy about 20 years. So you're like, oh, there's a backlog.
Yeah.
Like you can go watch my HBO special. You can go watch my Comedy Central hour. You can go watch stuff where you're like, it's like finding out about a band and realizing they have like 3 albums.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, I can go, like I'm a huge Queens of the Stone Age fan.
I love Queens of Stone.
Yeah, and I got into them Songs for the Deaf.
Yes.
And when I got into them, I was like, oh, there's Rated R, Self-Titled,
Yep.
The Beaver Split. There's like a bunch of stuff. Caius.
Have you've seen them live?
Oh, like probably over 20 times.
Oh wow, I've probably only seen him like 5 or 6. But
They're
I
unbelievable.
mean, he puts on the best show. Josh he also is like, he's had some run-ins with the law. I don't know how he hasn't had more because he
It's
just
unbelievable.
he challenged some kid to a fight, stopped the whole show.
Yeah.
Spotlight, and was like,
He picks on people that are picking on people.
yeah, right. Someone threw a shoe and he
Yeah.
stopped the whole show. Spotlight, maybe called him a word you can't say.
Yeah.
It was like, get up here and fight me right now, and the kid just like ran away.
There's a clip. Yeah, you can't find it anymore. But there's like Queens of the Stone Age around Songs for the Deaf. They're performing at the Orlando House of Blues. And Josh turns around to talk to the drummer. And this like finance bro goes and is like dancing in the middle of the stage. And Josh just straight up 300 kicks him in the back. And then he grabs the mic and he goes, "This is my fucking stage." And
That's
you're
rock
like,
He's
and roll.
like
I love
he's
that.
classic
Yeah.
rock and roll. Like he's like the leather jacket, like fucking just shreds.
I could argue they're the best American rock band in
Yes.
the last 40 years.
Yes,
I
would
could argue,
agree.
and I'll go album for album with anybody.
Their album
Because they evolve. I mean, Times New Roman, their new album was unbelievable.
Yep.
I got to see them in New York when they came to Forest Hills and Queens. I'm going to go see him again on this tour because now they're like warmed up.
Even his side projects.
Dude, I love Eagles of Death Metal.
Yeah.
Them Crooked Vultures,
Yep.
the Desert Sessions.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's the same with anything. It's the same with sports, comedy, music. It's just a dude that you see love doing it,
Yeah.
and you're like, I love that you love doing it.
Yeah.
And
No, it's
and
true.
it's funny. It's just like, that's my shit. Queens of
Yeah.
the Stone Age, that's
The best.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
What I like about them is you can listen to any of their albums and they all sound totally different
Yeah.
from each other.
Yeah,
they're
they're
interesting.
Well, you want to see people evolve.
Yeah.
You want to see people try stuff that maybe
Yeah.
sometimes doesn't work, but then you get to see them try stuff that does work, and you're like, yo, this shit rules.
They also pass the test, and it's a very simple test when you put it on in a car, like on a highway, and then you look down, you're like, I'm going 120.
Yeah, dude.
Like, oh,
I'm gonna tell
fuck,
you right
this
now,
rocks.
and I know this isn't necessarily legal, but smoking weed and driving through the desert, listening to the Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah. Yeah, we went
time.
we went to Detroit last summer, and I was like, let's just put on some Queens, and we
Yeah.
listened to like 2 straight albums, and it was just like we got there
You
fast.
should be able to get out of a speeding ticket if you tell them.
Yeah.
If
You're like, I was
got,
listening to Songs of the Deaf.
Yeah.
got it.
All right,
yeah.
got it.
Then
I
the
used to
cop just
drive.
like, he writes you a ticket. Next time, put on a podcast.
yeah. Put on something slow.
Yeah.
I got into them when I was at U of A at Arizona and Tucson, and so you'd be driving around the desert listening to Queens of the
Oh.
Stone Age, and you're like,
That rocks.
It fits perfectly.
Yeah, it's made for me.
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
Mysterious and dangerous music. Yeah,
I love it, dude. I love it, and it's like you said, it changes. And like, dude, every album's different, and this new album's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So wait, Arizona. So like C's in high school.
Close. C pluses, B minuses.
I if I could do it over again, I'd go to Arizona.
I don't think you would.
No, Arizona.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, but Arizona State. When I've been to those campuses, and I'm like, why does anyone go anywhere else?
Now here's the thing. I went to Arizona, and I would go to Arizona State and be like, "Oh, this is crazy."
Yeah, it is crazy.
You guys are having like blowout pool parties on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like Arizona, Thursday nights were fun. Saturday nights were good. But again, I didn't have any money. I was dead broke. I wasn't in a frat. So for me, Arizona wasn't that fun.
Yeah.
I worked at a radio station and I did stand up. So that was where I would hang out with the people of Tucson.
Right.
And U of A was like, oh yeah, I'll go to a game if I can get tickets.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, I think Wisconsin is like that classic college.
It is.
$5 for a cup and you're in a house party.
Yeah.
Because I used to go hang out, being from Colorado, I'd go to CU with my friends' older brothers and stuff. And that was like
Boulder's awesome.
Boulder's like
Incredible.
If I could do it all over again, I would have gone to Austin. I would have worked hard and got into Texas.
That's a hard school to get into, though.
It's
but
very hard to
It's
get
so fun.
It's Austin. I mean, dude, you got the sports. It's like a cool music town.
Yeah.
It's just got a lot going for it.
Yeah, I would have gone to LSU, I think. I
Baton
had a bunch of friends that went to LSU. I would go there for my spring break.
Mark Norman went there, and I ask him about it all the time, and he's like, it was crazy. He's like, it's nuts.
You get a spring break. You also get a full week off for Mardi Gras. Yeah.
Shit,
no
I didn't
school,
even know
no
that.
class. Just go party.
Dude, speaking of Arizona, when I was a senior, 05, we were in the Elite Eight against Illinois, right?
Yeah, the famous game right here in Rosemont.
Yeah, well, we were like, everyone's like, if they go to the Final Four, we get Monday off. And everyone's like, we get Monday off? So people start planning these like Sunday parties. Because our team that year was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Salim, Channing Frye, Iguodala, Hassan Adams. We had ballers. And so we're like, dude, we're about to go to the Final Four and get Monday off. We're up something like 15 with like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
And then D. Brown and Deron Williams.
One of the craziest tournament games ever.
You know how I knew we were fucked? They kept showing Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, yep.
And I was like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
I love Bill Murray. Stop doing that. And he had the Illinois eye on, and you're like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
And then they came back and beat us in overtime, and that was one of the worst feelings of being like, okay, well, that's it?
Yeah.
That's it? It was our senior year? You're like, that's it, huh? Fuck.
Just in a second.
We
got class on Monday.
Yeah, class on Monday. And I think everyone like drank on Sundays out of protest.
Yeah.
They're like, all right. I'm
Civil
show
disobedience.
Up. Yeah. You're like, we're still going to party like we won.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go get the, hungover on Monday.
Before we let you out here, I have to ask you to do a little bit of woke Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, woke Rodney Dangerfield?
Because it's my favorite thing that you do.
Yeah. He's like, I'm telling you, you know who doesn't get any respect? Women of color. I'm telling you. The only Rodney joke I ever wrote that sounded like that was when I was like, hey, they say gender's fluid. If that's the case, I'm in love with a puddle. That was like the only part. Hey, I'm telling you. You know who doesn't get any respect? The Native Americans. They stole their land. You're just saying stuff. Generational trauma. It's real.
Rodney was so fucking funny.
Dude, he was the best.
Do you think he was like that when he was not on stage? Like same bravado?
No, I heard he was like very low key. If you want to watch there's a Carson where Rodney's just like fucking killing, and Carson's like sweating, laughing, and Rodney goes, I got a lot of jokes. And he just keeps going in. He's like, you know my Dr. Vinny Bombats. Well, now I was doing Rodney doing basic bitch comedy. He's like, hey, boys are weird. Hey, I'm telling you, they'll watch your stories, but they won't text you back. Yeah, man. Rodney was the fucking man, dude.
Yeah.
I love that guy. And he just used to smoke bats.
Yeah.
He'd just wear a linen robe and smoke fucking huge joints.
Yeah, legend.
That Eddie Murphy story where he saw Eddie Murphy at like the comic strip in Florida. And he's like, kid, you're cussing too much. And then Eddie Murphy blew up, and they're at like an awards ceremony in Vegas, and Rodney's pissing. And Eddie Murphy comes and stands next to him. He goes, hey, I was wrong. He like admits he fucked up, and he goes, who knew? I think he said something like that. You're like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. All right, I have one last question. Rhoback question, RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rollback.com, promo code TAKE. This has been awesome. Everyone go watch the special. It is very, very funny. Also perfect length.
Yeah, 40.
I pulled it up this morning, and I was like, 40 minutes. Fuck yes.
Yeah, I ain't going to make you sit there.
Yeah, like it's the dumbest thing we do with our brains where we're like, it's a 2-hour movie.
Dude, when I
don't want to watch this, then you just watch like 4 episodes.
I'm watching this Netflix show that was on Cinemax called Warrior. It's like a kind of like a kung fu show. 45 minutes. I'm like, boom,
yeah,
I'm in for the episode.
But it's so dumb because like you will literally sit and watch a 3-hour football game.
Yeah, and want more.
Yeah, like I need more.
Yeah,
I see Killers of the Flower Moon, and I'm like, I don't have time.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to.
I'm a busy man.
And it's Scorsese's masterpiece. You're like, I don't know. Yeah. Shorten it, Marty.
All right, so you're a huge wrestling fan. I was a huge wrestling fan.
Sure.
Growing up, I think I'm waiting for my kids to like. I hope my son. I have 2 sons.
They'll get into it for a little bit.
Yeah, and I want to get back into it then. But I read a story that you had a show with Stone Cold Steve Austin in the works.
Yeah, actually, because of Barstool.
Really?
We caught some shit with the CFO Nick Khan.
Oh.
So he was like, we talked about it on KFC, and then Barstool like tweeted it out, and we're still in development. We still have it, but we wrote a show with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Me and Dan St. Germain wrote an animated, which by the way, the script is fucking phenomenal, and they have it. Peacock has it. We're waiting to get a pilot.
Let's do it.
So wait, are we screwing it up again?
No, I think we're pushing them.
Yeah,
we're pushing them.
Kind of want to push it
Yeah.
because it's very funny. It's about Steve working at a like a black law firm, and it's called Stone Cold Law, and it's like Steve's a lawyer, like trying to help out the little man in Texas. And
I love that.
It's very fun. It's
Make it
very
happen.
fun. It's weird. It's like it's just a weird, funny show, and we wrote a great pilot. And we're just waiting for them. We just want to get in the booth with Steve.
Yeah.
We just want to be able to for Steve to read some of our jokes because he rules.
Yeah. Oh, he's the best.
Dude, we've had phone calls with him, and he's the man. We haven't talked to him in a couple of years. This thing's been going on for 4 years.
All right, so we got to get it going.
Dude, I'm telling you, Stone Cold Law, if we could get a season of that,
yes.
I guarantee we would make a fucking banger of a show.
So let's fucking go.
If Peacock gave us a full season, I have no doubt it would be great.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
I mean, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. I actually was like, probably the coolest thing I got to do was they asked me to be in the documentary. I had like one line.
I was in the Macho Man one.
Yeah,
and they were like,
it was just like,
same one.
Just like, I probably like Stone Cold stunned.
I'm gonna tell you,
400 people back in like 1999.
When we sold the show originally, there was nothing cooler than my phone ringing and looking down and being like, "Oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin's calling."
Yeah.
And it's just in my phone is Steve Austin, and he'd be like, "Hey, what's going on, brother?"
Yeah.
Be like, you pick up, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
I was on the phone with him around Christmas at my mom's house, and I got off the phone. My mom was like, "You're beaming like you're 12."
Yes, dude.
Like,
he has that aura. He came into the office like 5-6 years ago, and he's like, "I like your shirt," and I just was like, "Here, you can have it." I took off the shirt. And he's like, "No, I
do
don't
you
want
want it, Steve?" He's, "Damn, man, I didn't think you were gonna do that." Yeah, he rules, dude. He's like he's the coolest, and I really, really hope we get an opportunity to like actually make something.
Yeah.
Because like now we're using that script for other projects to be like, here's what we wrote in the animated space. Mm-hmm. That's how proud we are of that script. So I hope they let us make it at least. Like, let us animate.
Come on,
dude. We gotta push him. We had one of the guys from Archer that wanted to do the animation, and it was like, dude,
it's a home run.
It would be awesome.
Peacock, I will watch every episode 1,000 times.
Yeah, dude. I
will just keep it on in my house.
It's silly.
Over and over.
It's weird. It's like, you know what I mean? It's not like poignant. It's just like a real fun, let's throw shit at the wall and see whatever weird jokes stick.
I love it. Who's your favorite tag team of all time?
Of all time, Legion of Doom.
Okay.
I mean, Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors were like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they were just like, those promos, you can go back and watch them.
Yeah.
They're great. But I'm such a mark that I can talk about this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was a huge DX guy.
Yeah. DX was unbelievable.
And when it was X-Pac and Kane, that was my favorite.
I saw a great tweet where they were like, if you think about it, The Rock is the biggest star in Hollywood. DX took over the WWE because Shawn Michaels and Triple H run it, and they did and Stone Cold's off on a ranch drinking beer.
Yeah,
they're like it was the perfect long form storytelling.
Yeah. X-Pac when he would just get you up against the ropes and just start sitting on your face. Yeah.
Oh, Bronco Buster. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Sean Waltman's the fucking man.
Yeah.
That guy was in NWO. That guy was in DX, and he's cool as hell.
I believe it.
Yeah, he's like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back into wrestling,
dude. And I'm telling you right now, Triple H is fucking cooking.
Yeah,
they are.
I know. I saw the videos. Like
It's unbelievable.
I saw this one video of this kid crying after WrestleMania, being like, "They did it. They all came out and helped him." I was like, "God damn it, that's what I want."
Dude, I'm
want it
telling
back.
you, man, this is, as a wrestling fan, the WWE has never been better. It's so fun
gotta
right
get
now.
back.
I get hyped for. I was watching SmackDown in the green room of Omaha, and they're like, "You're about to go up." I'm like, Tama Tonga just showed up. Bloodline shit.
Give me a second.
Dude, I'm putting my ones in the air. Acknowledge me. What a cool thing. Roman Reigns rules. It's the best.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dan, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks for
Anytime
having
you're
me.
in Chicago, we'd love to have you come by.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Maybe football season.
Yeah, come watch
Yes.
football with us.
I would fucking love to.
We're
Sit on the
trying
couch
to-
all Sunday.
We're
Yeah.
trying to get Stavi to come do it.
I would do that with Stavi.
Dude.
Stavi's the man.
Yeah.
Dude,
yes.
we had him on after the Ravens lost, and I think we were the first people he talked to, and it was bad.
One of the biggest smiles on my face was seeing when the Ravens started fucking with Stavi.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like,
know.
that rules.
And
Yeah.
you saw the look every time he'd do a video before the
Ronnie?
game. And, Ronnie, he'd be like on the main account, and he'd stop because he wanted to go to that dark Ronnie place. He's
Yeah.
like, wait, this
Yeah,
is
I got my fucking daughter up in fucking Child Protective Services. Yeah, dude.
It's
Stavi
nerf
rules.
the Ronnie takes.
Nerfing the Ronnie
Yeah.
takes is hilarious. He's like,
Yeah.
I can't say that right now because I'm with a pretty known organization. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to do it. I mean, we that is like the best part of our job is that we walk in
Yeah.
here at 11 a.m.
Dude, you guys
on
are like a
Sundays.
successful Foot Clan.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
when they
much.
used to go down on the half
Yeah.
ramp, you're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, we just sit and we sit on the
Yeah.
couch for 12 hours and watch every game.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like this is
Yeah.
our life.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
rules.
we'd love to have you come sometime.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, thanks so much. Everyone go check it out. It's an incredible special.
Thanks, man.
Dan Soder, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another Fyre Fest of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Morgan & Morgan. You know what really sucks? I guess maybe falling asleep and not making out to a podcast. That sucks. You know what else sucks? Wrapping your car around a telephone pole in the parking lot. There's a lot of things that suck.
Can I throw one in there?
What else sucks?
Losing his 14-point favorites at home.
Losing as 14-point favorites at home absolutely sucks. You know what doesn't suck? Probably what happened to the Sixers earlier today, where they definitely probably won. Congrats to the Sixers. Congrats.
I need them to win really bad.
Probably. I said probably congrats on the must-win win. I'm sure you won. You know what else really sucks is getting injured. You know what doesn't suck? Calling Morgan & Morgan so they can help you get what you deserve. Well, they can't help any of that other stuff that we talked about. They can help fight to get you full and fair compensation when you are injured. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT or dial #LAW, #529 from your cell phone.
Okay, let's wrap up the show. We got Fyre Fest of the week. Henry,
Yes.
give us your Fyre Fest of the week.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Is it bad?
I'm gone back and forth because I've gotten some second opinions and I might be overreacting.
Uh-oh.
How many second opinions have you gotten?
A lot. I've asked
That
a
would
lot
be a
of people.
third, a fourth.
I've
a
had,
fifth.
yeah,
You got 7
probably
opinions?
7-ish opinions.
Okay. So here's 8 and 9.
I was in the editing lab working on the documentary, which should be out now. Came out Thursday night. I
Hell
believe.
yes. Hell yeah.
Wait, can I just butt in real quick?
Sure.
So the documentary is a documentary that you're making about you training and being able to dunk.
My quest
Is this one of
but
those things
on my
that
journey.
But
to
my
dunk.
question is, you just started and you haven't dunked yet. So the documentary is coming out now?
Well, it's a progress. There's multiple episodes. This is basically
Okay.
a baseline. It's really for the haters. I've set it up. I mean, it's
Well,
it's true.
You mean the haters to be right?
The haters have been on a heater recently.
Yeah.
The haters are gonna have a field day with this episode. Probably. We basically did. We had a trainer come in, got a baseline of what my vertical leap is, kinda
Bad.
where I'm at, and where I need to get to. And then the following episodes will hopefully be showing progress until I'm above the rim and dunking.
How many episodes of the documentary are there? And also, did you do this because someone said to you documentary and you're like, fuck, I have to make this now?
No,
Two-part
it
question.
was reverse. It was the video was, we have to figure out a video of me training to dunk, and PFT said the documentary, which
Okay,
is
nice.
a great name. But in that footage,
Wait, how many episodes are there going to be?
There's going to be 3. Hopefully,
That's it. That's
more
all you need
after.
is 3 episodes.
Episode 1, when you were getting your baseline, did you make sure to make it so you didn't really try that hard in episode 1 so it looks like you make a lot of progress?
I would like to say yes, I did try hard. It's going to look like it's still going to be, if you're watching, a long way away.
Okay. Is there a chance the documentary ever gets taken off air?
Why would it?
Someone just realizes they can't dunk.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right,
Listen,
okay.
I'm in it. The bet's out there. It's 20. It's 20K.
It would be funny if you just got a Hank doppelganger with insane hops to finish the documentary.
Yeah.
We're going to all lengths. We're gonna go to all lengths. I'm gonna give it my all to be able to dunk. I think I'm gonna be able to do it. I know the haters and you guys and everyone in the world doesn't think I'm going to, but I welcome that.
I don't think
welcome
we're being
the
haters. I think we're being realisticers.
Yeah. Also,
Non-believers.
you don't. When you say that sentence, that's redundant. Well, you could put us in with the haters.
True.
The haters and you guys makes it seem like we're not haters. We are. I just want that clear.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
You're all haters.
Would you agree?
I think we're just a much needed dose of reality. There are some times where we just hate, for sure. I think in this case we're showing Hank tough love because we don't want him to get his little heart broken when he's not able to do it.
Or his ACL or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the only way that's gonna stop me is injury.
That's the only way you're not going to dunk?
Yeah.
Is injury?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
It'd be a
feeling
real
good.
shame
I'm
if
feeling
you
good.
pulled a LeBron and faked an injury.
No, we'll see. Episode 2. I mean, again, episode 1. Go watch it. Let me know what you think. Probably not the best because it was the first day. It's the baseline. It's the beginning stages, and then hopefully, as the episodes go, people are going to start to believe, and then I make it happen.
So Hank told me that he was training at a trampoline gym a couple weeks ago, and I thought for a second that
Smart.
he was just like dunking like in
Never
slam
said
ball.
that.
Yeah.
It turns out he's training in a building that's shared by so he's not actually using trampolines to dunk. But that made us think like maybe he should be using trampolines.
Yeah.
So he can
Feel
get
it.
the confidence in
Yeah.
himself and know that he's able to dunk and know what it feels like.
This is all irrelevant to my Fyre Fest.
Okay. Go
Kind
on.
of. In the footage, there's some training footage where I was super sweaty, and I saw a shot, an above my head shot where I was bent down,
Oh, no.
and there was a
Oh.
huge spot.
Yeah.
Can I see?
So then I've been getting that's where I got mad at everyone being like, "How could you not tell me? How could you not tell me?" And they're like, "It's not, it's not the case. It's not
Can
the
I
case."
see?
Let's see. Been down further.
I think
It's the
you're
start.
gonna be bald.
It's the start,
You
but-
are going to be bald.
But Hank, it's okay for now. What you saw is actually it's the same camera angle that coaches get on the sidelines all the time, especially in like college football. You can spot a college coach going bald like 10 years before it actually happens.
yeah, no, you're
This
good
is
right
gonna-
now.
You're good for now. You're good for a couple years. But if you wanted to, maybe we could take a flight over to Turkey together.
I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna
Get some
start
hair
trying to do
plugs.
some preemptive. There's people that have things that I can do now to maybe try and prevent this from happening. I'm probably gonna stop wearing a hat as much. It was scary.
What,
I just sat there and stared for like 30 minutes.
Okay, what about your mom's father? Head of hair?
I'm not sure. He was not. He passed away before I was born. I can find out, but I don't think
Text.
so.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's the genes.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
But I have the exact same hair as. I look exactly like my dad, and
Yeah, but it doesn't
me
matter.
And my dad and my uncles all have the same
But it doesn't matter.
style of hair.
It's make the text. Send the text. Ask if Pop had a head of hair before he died.
My pop was a cue ball from the
I'm
time
actually
he was,
pretty
like,
sure
40.
he did.
Oh no, that's bad, Hank.
Yeah. But it's
You will be bald.
the good news is that you can do something about it. If you take like the Finsteride drops and you take the minoxidil or whatever, I'm acting like, maybe that's the name of it. I'm just trying to guess. For a guy like you can make that runway like 6-7 years if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do some research, do everything I can.
I
'cause
did read a study. I read a study.
I can't be bald. I'm already.
Yeah. I read a study that said that it's directly related. Like if you have facial hair, it increases your balding because all your like hair follicles are going to your face. So you should probably just shave your beard.
Yeah. No, it's science. It's true. All the chemicals are.
Yeah, it's
Your
like your
waist-
body's just using all of its energy for your chin.
Yeah.
You need to redirect that.
Think about it this
Well,
way.
if the Celtics win the championship, I am gonna shave my head, so maybe I'll get a taste of what that looks like.
Okay, so let's go back to the beard shaving because
you could just shave it.
I'm not doing that.
and then leave it bald.
I probably won't be doing that either, unless I get overwhelmingly positive responses, which I don't think will.
I'll be positive.
You're a hater.
Sure.
You already said you're a hater.
Yeah, I am. Well, on some things, not all things. I don't want you to go bald. Actually, that was a lie. I do.
No, I don't.
I absolutely do. I
once you
really
get
want
a-
you to go bald.
Once you get a taste of it, you don't want that on anybody else.
No. Yeah. Yeah. You know.
Well, I don't want you to go bald.
It's happening.
That's a big difference.
That's why I'm trying to.
I'm rooting for you.
Trying to recruit Hank to get something done about it.
I'm down to go to Turkey.
That would be a fun
We could also
boys trip.
we could just maybe hit up Urlacher.
What if I go with you guys and get a Brazilian butt lift?
That'd be sick.
Well, you wouldn't be able to sit down.
Yeah. No, yeah, you got to take the plane back.
Yeah, you got to sit down like face first in the seat on the way
Just
back.
get glowed up. That would be sick if we just got a shitload of plastic surgery.
Get our jaws chiseled.
Oh, yeah.
Get some pec implants.
Okay. All right. New us. All right, PFT, your Fyre Fest. I don't think that's a Fyre Fest yet.
No, it is. It is. Seeing that for the first time.
Everyone that I've talked to said it's
I
not.
want him
It's,
to go bald. Will you fucking shut up?
It is.
You're fine, Hank. Just keep living your life how you're living it.
no
Don't
hats.
even worry about it.
No hats.
Yeah.
No cap.
That's a future you problem. That will never happen.
I don't buy the whole not wearing a baseball hat thing.
Do you think it's the steroids you're taking to try to dunk?
I have not got to that point yet. That will be a fall thing.
A great admission there.
Wait, Hank? You might have to stop golfing as much then if you're not wearing hats. Maybe you've golfed so much that you've worn so many hats that it's rubbed your hair off.
Yeah.
I've just always been a hat guy, but
Yeah, no more. No more. Okay.
All right. My Fyre Fest of the week, I get a couple. Blake just turned 1, so now I'm feeling old and nostalgic. And I'm looking at puppy pictures and being like, oh, damn, I really miss my puppy. I wish I had a puppy again. That's always sad, seeing your dog grow older. Obviously, he's not old at all.
Yeah, he's
yet.
1.
He's 1, but you miss the puppy life.
I did like your Instagram post. I don't know if you did it intentionally or maybe had a moment of weakness, but you did like the journalist like having a baby, being like new addition to the roster, thinking about giving him a second-year contract.
Second-year contract.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a moment of weakness or was it?
It was.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, what would like Field Yates?
Yeah, right.
About
Right.
the birthday of his child. So yeah, I intentionally did that. Actually, Blake's dealing with injury issues right now, so we're gonna wait for his health reports to come back, and then there might be injury concerns, so we're holding off.
Yeah, you
got to
check the medicals. Yeah,
check the medicals first on him. He'll be fine. He'll actually be fine long term. Not worried about it. My real Fyre Fest of the week though is so I'm having a party at my house for the Kentucky Derby, and I sent an invite to the Part of My Take group chat last night. Silence.
I replied.
Silence from the group chat.
I replied about the other thing.
About the other thing.
Yeah,
the thing
yeah.
that was connected to the
Yeah. So
Kentucky Derby.
that counts as a
Kentucky
reply.
Derby party. So we have
No one else replied.
We have like an unspoken bond usually on this show where we'll invite each other to do things. I know that Big Cat's going to be busy doing family stuff on weekends, but I'm still going.
I might try to pop by.
I'm still going to
I
invite
might try
him.
to pop by. Yeah.
And if he's
Is it kids friendly?
yeah, kid friendly.
Okay.
Bring kids.
I might
by.
try to pop by.
Okay, but utter silence in the replies, and then I stared at my phone for like 2 minutes afterwards. Like I can't see dots because it's a group chat, and no replies.
Thanks
And
for typing right now.
and if you guys don't want to come get hammered with me on Saturday, I understand.
I replied.
What'd you say?
I'm off the sauce.
Oh, did you just reply right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you just replied right now. Hank's off the sauce, so nobody wants to get drunk with me on Saturday, regrettably. But that's fine.
I'll try to defend everyone here. Maybe like that. Usually we're like a week of kind of guys.
Yeah.
We got a whole other weekend before, so maybe that was what happened. Again, I did reply to the connected thing.
The connected thing.
Yeah.
Along with it.
Which
But
is counted as
yeah.
a reply.
that's fine. I guess
Everyone else is silent.
I'm the only guy that likes to get drunk on this podcast. It's sad. It's sad what it's become.
I am. I actually was thinking about it this morning that I'm going to try to stop by. I just got to
Yeah.
figure out which kid can handle it.
Yeah.
Can my parents come?
Sure.
Do they have hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bring him by.
Yeah, we'll check out your dad's hair.
Maybe we will.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my fault.
Jake, Max, and Memes are still utterly silent.
I like beers.
Okay.
So why didn't you
It's
reply?
not at PFTs.
I just missed that text.
Missed it. Got it.
I missed
Missed-
it, but
missed the text.
I'm
Got it.
Missed
I'm
the
in,
text.
I'm in for some beers.
That's fine. There's a lot of other people coming. If you don't want to come, you don't have to, Max.
No, don't shame me into this. I've gotten beers with you before.
You have gotten beers with
Yeah.
me. So has Memes. Memes
Yeah.
is, I actually love getting drunk with Memes.
No, you don't. You hate it.
No, I hate taking
he hates
mushrooms with
Yeah.
Memes.
Okay.
That's the
Yes.
worst. Getting drunk with Memes is the best because he'll just sit there and he'll smile and he'll look at you.
Be memes.
I just in my darkest 30 seconds after I sent that out and nothing came back, I was like, "There's definitely a side chat where they're like, so we're all not going to PFT's house for this party, right?" Okay. good.
Again, I did reply.
I'm not gonna lie. I still don't know. I went back to try and look for this text. I don't remember this text.
I thought I answered.
What time does?
Memes thought he answered.
Yeah.
I answered.
This is
Hank
the
did
first
reply.
I've heard of
Credit to
this.
Hank.
I have a bachelor party. It might be next week or the weekend after.
No.
I'll get back to you.
What? That was.
I might have a bachelor party too, actually.
You don't know when it is?
It's one of the weekends in May.
Yeah. Wait. Which weekend is this again?
Next weekend.
Oh no, I have a wedding.
Okay.
Oh.
I do have
All right,
a wedding.
then.
I do have a
Fine.
wedding.
I'm gonna try to come.
That's fine. It's gonna be a hell of a party.
Yeah. I'll maybe try to dress up one of my kids. Would it be offensive to dress him up like a jockey?
As a horse?
No. I would think they would be the jockey. I'd be the horse.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Or get a horse.
Size difference?
One's the front, one's the back.
We could do that.
That'd be good, too.
We could come up with something very fun. All right, my Fyre Fest. I've two. They're connected. It's similar to the passing of time. PFT. It's gonna be May. This actually after you sent that text, I was like, oh fuck, it's gonna be May.
That's Justin Timberlake.
It's gonna be May or Hank. We already taped the draft. We're gonna be 40 really soon.
Yeah, it's true.
This year is flying by.
It's true. This is last year that we have to get in shape.
Yeah, this is just a check-in. We won't worry about it until maybe the fall. But like, it popped in my head, and I was like, shit.
Yeah, there's. Do you have a list of things you want to do before you're 40? We should make a list.
Yeah, we should make a list. Let's do a bucket list this summer.
Get hair implants.
Shave Hank's beard.
Yeah, that's on there.
Yep.
Why are you so obsessed with my beard?
Why are you so obsessed with your beard?
You know why I'm so obsessed with it.
Hank, would you rather go completely bald or never be able to grow facial hair again? Because I know my answer.
Bald.
Yep. 100%.
I really want Max to go. I saw a picture of Max with the soul patch. I want to go back to that so bad.
I mean, just the look that he had.
It's so
with the
fucking
cheeks.
good.
Never again. Literally never
cheeks
again.
popped.
Max wearing a hat at softball is a strange visual.
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah, Max, you say that you'd rather go bald as a guy that's got a full head of hair that will probably never go bald. So you saying it doesn't really mean that much.
But I still mean it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. My other Fyre Fest is kind of related to it, passing of time, but we talked about Caleb Williams and the draft at the beginning of the show and how excited I am. I taped a video like interviewing my son today, being like, you don't know how awesome everything's going to be, and that video could be bad. Like 10 years.
You could really
or
be
5
setting him up for failure.
Yeah, but it also could be sick. Imagine if Caleb Williams wins 5 Super Bowls, and I'm like, hey, look, I have the video of the day he got drafted.
Yeah.
Of us talking about it.
Yeah, he's always going to have that to look back on. He's going to blame you.
Yeah.
For getting him excited
I
about
might be
this.
getting ahead of myself.
No, it's fine. Everything's going to be so good for me and you.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about Caleb Williams. There's a player that he reminds me of.
Prince?
A little bit of a diva off the court. Really big into the fashion life, the pop star life. A can't miss prospect.
Travis Kelce?
No doubt number 1.
Travis Kelce?
Ben Simmons.
Oh, no.
Ben Simmons was the next LeBron.
If Caleb Williams couldn't throw the ball, then yeah, that would be a direct correlation.
Ben Simmons was a can't miss prospect.
No. USC would have gone to the tournament if it was a 64-team tournament. Ben Simmons did not. That's fact or fiction.
Okay.
Ben Simmons did not make March Madness.
Caleb Williams did not make the Final Four.
Both teams
missed the playoffs.
No, if there was expanded playoffs, he would have made the playoffs his first year at USC. That's a fact.
But he didn't.
But that's because the playoffs were just 4 teams, you idiot. You see what I'm saying? The March Madness could have been 4 teams, could have been 64 teams, could have been 75 teams. Ben Simmons would have made it.
Okay.
What is that? What was that look to memes?
This is fine.
What was that look to memes?
I'm just saying, like, Ben Simmons. Think about it. Think about Ben Simmons.
I thought about it and it bothers me. Okay? If I'm being honest with you, it bothered me very much.
Max, you're wearing your scars too deep, though. Not everyone's Philly.
No, yeah. I just remember, like, the Sixers were so bad, and then it was like Ben Simmons is coming, and I was like, Ben Simmons is going to be our Lord and Savior, and he's kind of...
Cut his mic. Did you just cut your own mic? No, I mean, I'm being honest with you, Max. If I thought it was a bad take, I wouldn't be bothered, but I'm bothered. So it's not the worst take.
I do like the Prince comparison, though.
Yeah, because
Prince
when
I saw
awesome.
that, I was like, Prince is one of the greatest songwriters of all time.
It's like, oh, yeah, he's Prince in quarterback form. Okay, sign me up.
Pretty much just saying he's feminine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's finish the show with numbers. We have special guests, Patrick and Michaela, in the booth because they won the Coors Light. What'd you guys win?
We won chance to watch taping with you guys.
Okay. But would you remember the contest?
I got a Facebook or an Instagram ad. I signed up one time. Someone reached out, asked for my social security number. I thought I was getting stamped.
I love it. All right, so this is good, though. It proves that when we run these contests, we actually do have winners. So, Patrick and Michaela, thank you for being here. You guys, numbers, I'll let you guys start.
26.
26.
Okay.
Michaela?
Pick a number. You can pick a number.
Any number. 17. Oh, okay.
40.
Coming for you,
number.
Hank.
20.
3.
20.
I wish they had picked.
I'll go 13 for Caleb Williams.
We should have texted them and been like, "Hey, pick 20."
That was fine.
Okay. Where's Pug? No Pug?
Pug's at his desk.
All right.
Pug's at the.
He's in his crate.
Yeah,
It's already won
he's in his
twice.
crate.
13 for Caleb Williams. Patrick, you have what, 26? Michaela has 17. Oh! Yes! 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 Shut up, you Ben Simmons fat fuck! This is the best sign of all time on draft night!
What number is that?
Oh my God! Bow to me! Bow to me!
What number is that?
That's number 13!
That's a lucky
I thought it
number.
was a 3. I thought that's.
That's
what it showed.
13. I mean, you guys are in shock, and you're also mad. Max is mad. Hank, you're mad.
I'm
PFT,
happy
are
for
you
you.
mad?
I'm not mad. I'm
I'm
just.
mad.
I'm wondering.
You're mad because, Max, you said that you'd get it before me.
Yeah, no, I'm
Remember
cooked.
when you said you'd get it
I'm
before
cooked,
me?
I'm
cooked.
wondering-
And I got it before
20
you.
might not be
you
in there.
fucking piece
20
of
might
shit.
not be in
That's
there.
the second time I got it. Sad Max took away my first time, and then he led me to this glorious moment on Caleb Williams draft day. 13 comes up.
That's huge.
That's a
Congrats.
huge day. He's going to win a million Super Bowls.
Are you at all concerned with the fact that you hit it on the most unlucky number of all time?
No.
No, 13 is a lucky number.
13's a fucking great number. Listen, PFT, Hank, you guys, I have no beef with you guys here. I understand the stun. This fucking fat fuck behind the glass who took away my first number because he's such a fucking baby and
That
a
was
crybaby
Twitter
loser.
that was me.
And what
I was
happened?
just bringing to light
and
what
what
other people
happened?
were saying.
I said I will get the number before you do. And what did I do? What did I do, Max?
You got it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Congrats on 13.
I mean, Caleb Williams.
This
That's the greatest sign of all time. That's the greatest sign of all time.
It was 76 when we did one with the Mr. Pear live picks this morning.
Doesn't count.
So what is that?
Wait, you did
it's
it.
good for it's good vibes for
you're
the
trying
Sixers
to-
tonight.
You did
Oh,
extra-
get a good practice. Like,
Yeah.
It's good vibes for the
Oh,
Sixers
okay.
tonight.
Did an extra ball?
No, it was for it was we do one for the Mr. Pear live streams.
Wait, so
You should call it the Paralympics.
who has gotten it? Hank?
Me?
Me? Pug
Shane.
twice? Jake? Shane?
Is it just me and memes?
Max?
I have not either.
Max, have you ever gotten the number?
No, I want you to ask
no.
PFT.
I was just asking you. Max, have you ever gotten the number?
PFT. No, I'm
Just
not.
answer the question.
No,
Max,
I
have
have
you
not.
ever gotten this?
No.
Hank, do you want to ask him? I don't feel like.
Why are you just asking me? This is not how this goes.
Yeah, this is how it goes. PFT's going to get it before you, too.
But-
Yeah, he
yeah.
is.
No, you're
Yeah,
not
he
allowed
is.
to just single
Yeah,
me
yeah,
out
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Max, you have to understand the way this narrative is going right now. I'm definitely going to get it before.
Yes, you
I know.
100%.
I don't think 20's in there. I got to check.
Yeah, that's loser
Oh,
talk.
this is the first.
You're never going to get it.
This is exactly what Hank used to do.
That's loser talk.
He used to be like, "Oh, that number's not in there."
Memes hasn't gotten it in either city yet.
Okay, who cares? Hank, ask the question.
Have you ever got? You've gotten it, Max.
I got it in New York.
Not in
No.
Chicago?
You asked the question.
Have you ever gotten it here?
No.
You sure?
No. Yeah.
Hank.
That's the answer.
Hank.
I mean, you're not even asking PFT.
He's gonna get it.
Oh, I
He's
know.
gonna get it. I'm not worried about
for a
it.
fact I'm going to get it, but I'm worried. Like, what if I don't get it? But I'm going to get it.
I'm sorry I
It would
reacted.
suck if I didn't, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to get it before you.
I'm sorry I reacted that way. It was really 100% directed at Max. Just so you, PFT, and Hank understand, that was not the bow to me, was to Max, because we can play back the tape when he said he's going to get it before me. And I said, no way. I'm going to do it the hard way. And what'd I do?
Fucking Caleb Williams.
What'd I do, Max?
You got it. I already told you got
And
it.
have you gotten it?
No.
Thank you.
I already told you got it.
Thank you.
We're just going in circles here.
Yeah, I know. I could do it forever. I'm actually I would like to, Max, I have a meeting with you after. We need to talk.
PFT, love you guys. Say it.
Wait.
PFT,
We have a
say
meeting.
it.
We have a meeting
you guys,
after.
You guys have a meeting in a second, and I'll let you guys get your meeting.
Yeah.
But before I say it, I just want to do a counting of everybody in this room. Hank, you did get it.
I did get it. I was the first to get it.
Okay.
You're not allowed to do this.
No, I'm updating my. Don't tell me what I'm not.
He's allowed to do whatever he
Jake's
wants.
not here. He's got to update the list.
I'm putting it into
Jake
the
gotten it?
spreadsheet right now.
Jake has got
Jake
it.
has got it.
Okay, thank you. I was going to ask about that. Jake got it. Hank, you said that you have.
I have.
Yeah.
Big Cat, you have.
I have with Caleb Williams' number.
You got it with Caleb Williams' number. Okay, Pug, have you gotten it? Yes, Pug. Shane, have you gotten this? Shane got it. Max, have you gotten this?
Nope.
Oh, so he's the only
I
one.
typed in yes. Now I have
He's
to.
the only one.
I thought you had, so I had to.
Damn.
This isn't true.
He's the
Like this
only
doesn't
one.
work. This doesn't work
He's
when you
the
lie.
Again,
No, no.
PFT will get
I'm
it.
gonna get-
That's not how this
Yeah.
works.
Yes, it is.
Max, ask me if I've got it.
PFT, have you got it?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm about to.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Max.
Yeah, me
Max,
neither.
No,
Not
no,
yet.
you already, no, Max. You said no 9 times.
You want to do this again, Max? You want to
Yeah.
do this again?
No.
Because I've already done it once with you. I told you I'd get it before you, and what happened?
It's
I
gonna
got
be,
it.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another one. PFT is going to get it before you.
We'll see.
Guaranteed.
We'll see.
Guaranteed.
We'll see.
I don't know about memes though.
No, memes doesn't count.
Memes-
I've already vowed to never get it.
Yeah, memes doesn't count. It's going to be a Matt. Someone's going to have to fire up the Twitter account. Maybe repurpose the Hank. Has Hank gotten it? Has Max gotten it?
There's 3 people in here who haven't gotten it.
PFT will get it. I know.
I
This-
said
What
not
about
yet.
memes?
This guy right here, my dear friend, longtime co-host, is one of the hardest working guys I know. He will get it. That's what he does.
I'm also not a loser anymore.
Exactly. So things have changed. He's
Yeah.
probably going to get it on Sunday night.
Yeah, I'm not a loser. Okay.
Yeah.
We're winners.
We're not losers.
on this side of the glass, we're fucking winners now.
Take your-
Everything about our lives is going to switch up in terms of a winning mentality, which you sadly do not understand.
Yeah, take your Ben Simmons shit and shove it up your ass.
Yeah, everybody reminds Max of a player that ended up not being as good as he thought. When you're a hammer, the entire world's a nail. Love you guys.